We play and call it work.
MiniWarGaming's Warhammer 40k Battle Report.
Hey everybody, Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to another Warhammer 40k Battle Report for 9th edition. Today I'm going to be playing with my Tyranids against Josh's Adeptus Custodes. And I'm trying something completely different. Well, not completely different, but I've never brought a list like this before, and against Josh's Custodes, so you'll have to wait for a moment to see what that is. And so we're just going to jump right into it. 2,000 point strike force, Adeptus Custodes versus Tyranids. Let's take a look at the armies. Here we have my 2,000 points of Tyranids. I'm bringing a lot of stuff that I don't normally bring, or at least not in the quantities that you are seeing here. I was kind of humming and hawing over what I wanted to try today. It wasn't so much about being against Custodes that I built this. It's more just like, yeah, basically you'll see that the game that's in the MiniWarGaming Vault, which we've already played, I'm not going to give you the ending or the result, it was more of a shooting Tyranid list. And I'm not the kind of person who likes to just keep bringing exactly the same list. There might be components in the list that you'll see repeated, but I like to try different things, especially with a codex as diverse as Tyranids. So this one focuses on psychic powers and mortal wounds, which Steve and Josh are telling me is a good hard counter to Adeptus Custodes. And I kept saying, well, do you want me to bring something else? And Josh said...
I refuse, no. Can't change it. Just no...
It's okay. It's just like, yeah, okay, because I didn't think this would actually be a good list.
Well, you came into this thinking you'd be the underdog.
Yes, and now Josh thinks he's the underdog. So in the comments below, once you've seen both of the armies, who do you think is the underdog? Before you watch the rest of the battle report or read any other comments that give away who won, just in the comments say, I think that Matthew's the underdog or Josh is the underdog. And then you can reply to your own comment later on being like, yeah, I was right or I was wrong or whatever. So spoilers in the comments, but there's always spoilers in the comments. So just realize it's going to be there. So this is actually a brigade. I've been enjoying building brigades because it allows me to bring more of a certain slot than I normally would. And Tyranids are one of the factions that can easily build up to a brigade, which in this edition doesn't get you any additional bonuses for command points. It just gives you a bit more flexibility for what you're bringing. And so a brigade requires at least 3 HQ choices. And since we're going psychic, we've got a Broodlord and 2 Neurothropes. Now, one of the Neurothropes is the Warlord. It doesn't really matter because I'm not taking a Warlord trait. I'm taking an Adaptive Physiology from the Blood of Baal book. And relic-wise, I guess I have the Resonance Barb on the Broodlord to let him manifest an additional power and get +1 to his psychic tests. So cool, but really there's not any one thing in this list that is going to be pulling all of the weight. It's more of a combination of dealing lots of mortal wounds from psychic and from spore mines and from Molochs, and then having a bunch of lictors and ripper swarms to grab objectives. And so behind these guys in our elite slots, we've got 2 units of 6 Zoanthropes. So those guys are heavy hitters because when there's at least 4 of them, they can cast an additional psychic power, and their smite gets to do more mortal wounds. If there's at least 4, they do an additional D3 mortal wounds, and if there's exactly 6, they do an additional 3 mortal wounds instead. So a regular smite would do 3 plus D3 mortal wounds. A super smite, if you rolled 11 or higher, will be a D6 plus 3, but that doesn't happen very often, but it's cool when it does. And we got a Maliceptor behind them, which is another psychic monster. It's been buffed a little bit in the Blood of Baal because it has the stratagem, which I probably won't use in this one, which is a bubble of -1 strength to shooting weapons. There's not a lot of things that'll benefit hugely from that, but you know what? I might still end up using it because there's a lot of hurricane bolters on the other side, which are all strength 4. And so making those strength 3 against all my toughness 4 stuff, or even toughness 3, that's enough of a difference that I might try that out. And then we're also filling up the rest of our elite slots with 5 lictors, whose job is just to kind of camouflage and appear somewhere on the table to grab objectives. Maybe to do some damage, but they're not really that good at damage dealing, but they're only 37 points apiece. Filling up our troop choices, we have 7 units of Ripper Swarms. My original list actually had 10 units, but it turns out I only have 21. I never knew how many Ripper Swarms I had until today, because I've never tried to bring this many. So 7 units of 3 Ripper Swarms each, because they can deep strike and pop up anywhere on the table. I'm not sure if all of them will. I think I will have too many units that can do that, so I won't be able to bring all of them underground. Into the fast attack slot, we have a Mucilid Spore, which is just a big spore floating around, and 3 units of 3 spore mines. Now, if Josh loses anybody to these, that'll be his own fault because they're super slow and they only detonate at the end of the charge phase. and they're super, super easy to kill. But they are great for a couple other reasons, a few other reasons. One, they're cheap, so they fill up the fast attack slots nicely, so I can build the brigade. Two, they never count for victory points. So if Josh kills them, it doesn't get them attrition or thin their ranks or anything else. They also can't hold objectives, but that doesn't mean that they still count as enemy models. So if there is any deep striking or reinforcements from your opponent, they'll still count as enemy models to keep things away. And they can also float in from the sky as well as reinforcements. And so there's a lot of different options of how to use them. And they're super cheap. And if somehow he ignores them and they do float in, then they can deal some mortal wounds too, which is kind of nice. And lastly, our heavy support slots, we've got 2 units of 3 Biovores who shoot spore mines, and a Moloch. Now, Steve thinks I should be bringing 3 Molochs in every Tyranid battle report that I do. Well, first off, I don't think I'd do the same thing every single time, but maybe next time I will try. I'd already built this list, so I wasn't going to swap out the Biovores. The Moloch likes to pop up anywhere on the table. It's not restricted to 9 inches away from enemies. It has to be more than an inch away from enemies. So it's really good at grabbing any objective. And then it can deal mortal wounds when it pops up to units within 2 inches. It's not that great in close combat afterwards, but I had a free adaptive physiology, which I really didn't know what to do with. And I didn't care about a warlord trait. And so I ended up giving him monster or murderous size, which means his scything talons are now strength 7 minus 1 AP 2 damage, instead of strength 6 no AP 1 damage. So that's something. If he actually ends up getting to combat, because when he pops up from underground, he can't charge. So really, it's Josh could just shoot him and then charge him and kill him before he has a chance to do anything. But if perchance Josh ignores him because there's more important threats, and he does somehow manage to charge in, then yeah, we'll have a little extra hitting power. So why not? So the name of the game here is mortal wounds, and lots of little things to pop up all over the table to grab objectives. Oh, one more thing. I forgot to mention my High Fleet adaptations. I decided to go for a custom one, and I took the cranial channeling, which allows me once per psychic phase to reroll 1 psychic power. It's not each psychic gets to do that. That would be awesome. That's what I thought it was when it first came out. And also metamorphic regrowth, which at the beginning of each of my turns, every unit regains 1 lost wound, which it'll add up to a handful of wounds, especially if he only manages to take a couple of wounds off his own throat. Then it's really annoying that they get to heal. Because then if like a Neurothrope kills something with his smite, he actually gets to heal nearby Neurothrope. So we'll see how much resilience that really gives me.
This is my 2,000 points of the... I'm going to try this as the Dread Host today. Because Shadowkeepers, I'm trying to bounce back and forth between the two of them, and I want to start to practice this one a little bit, because before too long I'll have another 6 of the Aquilon Forge World Terminators. Super excited to use them when they come in, and also one of the... It's the Calidus Annihilator Grav Tank. But looking at this list here in front of us, I've got good old Shield Captain up front on his Dawn Eagle jet bike. I went for the standard build that I always run him, so that's Captain Sumanis. He is armed with a Misericordia, and then for a relic he has the Orc Aquilus bike, which gives him a 3-up invuln save and allows him to reroll charges. Captain Commander trait, Indomitable Constitution, so he's 9 wounds. And then Warlord trait is Superior Creation, so ignores wounds on 5s. So he's kind of tanky. He's a bit beefy. Next to him, another Shield Captain. Gonna run him now. Everybody, I wanted to try out the new Storm Shields. These are all kind of 30k layouts though, so it's not perfect WYSIWYG, but it's gonna be pretty easy to follow. So this Shield Captain is armed with a Sentinel Blade and Storm Shield. I also went for the 10,000 Heroes upgrade to give him a Warlord trait, and that is Impregnable Mind, so he will be able to deny as if he were a Psyker with +1 to that roll. Kind of happy with that. Over to troop choices, I've got 2 squads of Custodian Guard. Each one's have 2 with the Spears, and then 2 with the Sword and Board, and the fellows with the Spears also have Misericordias. Behind them, my Alaris Custodians with their axes, and everybody upgraded to have a Misericordia for that extra attack. Next to them, 2 fast attack choices, Virtus Praetors, armed with the Hurricane Bolters and Misericordias. And last but not least, I've got a Telemon Heavy Dreadnought with the Storm Cannon and Accelerator Culverin, and that is exactly 2,000 points of Dread Host.
Should point out it's a patrol detachment in case anybody's like, hey, wait, there's only 2 troop choices.
Yes. So I only needed to bring the 1 troop choice, but the other thing to make note of as well, for anybody not familiar with this, everything in this list except for my Dreadnought is objective secured.
Ooh, that's handy. Kind of need that though when you only have this many models in the
You
table.
100% need that when you only have this many models.
Today's battle is Eternal War Strike Force Frontline Warfare. The deployment map has 4 objective markers, with player deployment zones running the long table edges. 2 objectives run 16 inches horizontally from the center of the battlefield, with the other 2 running vertically 16 inches from the center of the battlefield. The primary objective is Take and Hold, which is progressive. At the end of each player's command phase, the player whose turn it is scores 5 victory points for each of the following conditions they satisfy, for a maximum of 15 victory points. They control 1 or more objective markers. They control 2 or more objective markers. They control more objective markers than their opponent controls. This primary objective cannot be scored in the first battle round. The secondary objective in this mission is Vital Ground, which is progressive. It states, at the end of each of your command phases, you score 3 victory points if you control the objective marker in your opponent's deployment zone, and score 2 victory points for each objective marker that you control that is not in either player's deployment zone, for a maximum of 7 victory points. This secondary objective cannot be scored in the first battle round.
Hey, and don't forget, once you're done this battle report, to go check out the one in the MiniWarGaming vault between me and Josh playing Militarum Tempestus versus Tyranids. Go check it out. If you're not a vault member, you can still get a free 7-day trial. Got a nice table set up here. The mat is from Table War. They have a lot of good mats with the new minimum size, of course, which is tiny, but we play at it anyways because a lot of you guys, that's what you want to see. So even though you can play on 4x6, just want to point that out. Got a lot of custom buildings here from Adam from Greenleaf Terrain, of course, using trees to kind of offset. So we have obstacles, but we also have dense cover. So things that are blocking line of sight, but also things that give the -1 to shoot through, all that fun stuff. We've got trees from Foreground and Model Builder Supply. These bases are just the Sylvaneth Wildwood bases from Games Workshop, and then some custom stuff from Greenleaf Terrain as well. We're all set up and ready to go. Don't forget that if you are a Silver Vault member specifically, we've got a huge page full of tons of discount coupons for you. You can easily pay for your Vault membership and then some by using those discount coupons on all sorts of wargaming stuff, from mats that you see on our stuff to terrain to bases and all sorts of other stuff. There's too many to say. Anybody can actually check out the coupons if you go to miniwargaming.com, click on Vault and click on discounts. Anybody can look at them, but only Silver Vault members actually get the discount coupons. Secondaries.
I went for the good old Bore the Witch, because I didn't bring any psykers, and you got more than one.
I've got, if you could go more than 15 points for secondaries, you could get 24 points from killing all my psychic units.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I got 3 psyker characters. Those are worth 5 victory points each, which, by the way, Games Workshop, is not balanced. Please change it. And then 3 other psychic units worth 3.
Okay, so for what it's worth, because people seem to forget this, if you go for a Bore the Witch, you cannot have a psyker in your army.
Right, but if you're Custodes,
well, okay,
or
so
Sisters of Battle,
yes, it's good for
or Tau,
Custodes.
there's Necrons. They're just like, hey, you brought 3 psychers and they're all characters. That's an easy 10 to 15
Don't
points.
bring nerds. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I also went for Assassinate. Because again, I'm going to be trying to kill those psychic characters anyways, so I figured Assassinate should be some easy points. I think you got 3 characters in there. Last but not least, I went for the mission secondary, the Vital Ground, trying to get some objectives. It makes sense in my mind to do something that's not just focused on killing.
And see, for me, it's the opposite. I chose everything that has to do with not killing, because as much as you're afraid of all the mortal wounds, I won't have a reliable way to make sure I kill what I want to kill, because Smite's just the nearest thing, right? So I'll just throw them out, and whatever dies, dies. So, and you don't have a lot of characters. You don't really have any. You don't have a lot of vehicles. Like, there's not any one killy thing that's really good. Thin their ranks is obviously bad. Attrition is garbage for me. Like, you could easily get that one. So I went for Vital Ground. The Vital Ground is the mission-specific one, as you've already seen. Get extra points for holding the ones in the middle or the one on your opponent's side. I also went for Line Breaker, because at the end of your turn, if you have 2 units or more in your opponent's deployment zone, woo, 4 points. I think I could do that.
And there's no good, like, I could hypothetically hold units back to stop you from doing that, but that's like my entire army.
I don't know how you would cover your entire deployment zone.
Well, because the easiest way for you to do them is to do the deep strike in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I could create the 9-inch bubbles of you can't show up.
But that
here.
means that you would just sit back.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I hypothetically could stop you from doing it if my whole army sits here and does nothing.
Right, exactly.
So this is not the... that is the right choice against a list like this if you have a list like yours.
So the funny thing is, because of the max 15 points, as much as I complain about you taking a Bore the Witch, you'll get an easy 15 points from that. I should be able to max out 15 points with Linebreaker. If I don't, then that's just...
I think you got an easier... You got an easier ability to get that than I do a Bore the Witch. I got to work for mine a bit.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
You would have just... Yeah.
But it means that I'm using my deep striking thing specifically only in your deployment. So we'll see. We'll see how it works. But I've got 5 turns to do it. It's 4 points a turn. So that's like 20 points that you can get. You can only get 15. So I got to get it for 4 turns, basically, out of the 5. So at the very least, I'm going to get 12 points for it. Maybe the full 15. And then lastly, I took Mental Interrogation, which I've never taken before. It's a psychic action. Only psychic characters can do it. And they can only do it if they're within 18 inches of an enemy character, which should be pretty easy. And it's a Warp Charge 4 psychic ability I got to do, which can be denied. So you could use your nice stratagems to deny it, if you don't want to deny all the smites coming your way instead. Or maybe I can smite you a bunch and draw out your deny, and then... Because you've got a guy that can deny, and you've got a stratagem that can deny
The stratagem
as well.
that's a 50-50 chance of
Yeah,
stopping a power.
a 4+ to stop. So, but you've only got 2 of those, so I can throw all my smites out first and then do it, or I could do it first to draw out one of them so I can smite you more. But essentially, if I pass a psychic power, I can't do any other psychic powers with that psyker that turn, and I can't do it if I fell back, so it works just the same as psychic, except that it takes up all your slots. And I get 3 victory points every time I do it. So if I could pull it off 3 or 4 times, that's a healthy amount of secondary victory points for that. And I think, did I mention, yeah, Vital Ground. Yeah, I was going to take Engage on all fronts, but Linebreaker just seemed more fun for what my army can do. And then, of course, the primaries. So we'll see how that works. Rolling off for choosing the sides. All right, you get to pick. You gonna take that side?
I'll take this side.
All right, it's mostly symmetrical table, so this one doesn't matter too much. And we're gonna roll again for who goes first. So let's start deploying. We are deployed. I put as many units as I could underground, 5 lictors, 6 units of Ripper Swarms, and 1 Moloch, which is 12 out of 25 of my units. Definitely below half points, because it's mostly Ripper Swarms and lictors, which are dirt cheap, and the Moloch is actually not even that expensive. So we got Spore Mines at the start of the table. If I could have, they would have all been in reinforcements. Got 1 unit of Zoanthropes of the Neurothrope, Zoanthropes, Neurothrope, Maliceptor in the middle, and the Swamp. Bilevores in the back, pretty straightforward. Some Ripper Swarms in the flank that he's got to watch out for. If he doesn't take care of them, then they might win me the game. What do you got on your side?
Virtus Praetors hanging out behind this building. 1 squad of Custodian Guard hanging out with the Shield Captain on bike. Telemon Heavy Dreadnought, other Shield Captain. I got more bikes behind this building, and then a unit of Custodian Guard right here.
And your Terminators are
going to be coming in, yeah.
So they can...
Via the good old deep strike.
Teleportation.
Yeah.
And neither of us knows if we want to go first. So...
I think I know, but I'm not willing to say.
Okay, I won't say either then.
Okay, good.
Roll.
You just said you didn't know.
Well, maybe I do know. Oh, frick.
Good.
I don't want to choose.
Pressure's on you.
Okay,
Make the right choice.
So I'll tell the audience, basically I'm set up. I could get a couple smites off right away. And there'll be 3 plus D3. And you can deny normally only if you're
so he can deny normally.
Only if you're within 24 inches, which he won't be. So the only deny power that you'll have will be the 1 stratagem where you just ignore the power on a 4+.
Correct.
And that's 1 command point?
It's 1 command point. It's worth noting, I have a 6-up Feel No Pain built in against psychic powers that I literally just remembered. I'm not really going to count on that.
No, of course not. But it'll be annoying because I'm like, 2 mortal wounds. And it'll be like a 6 and something. It'll be, 1 mortal wound. 3 mortal wounds, 6 and something. Okay, 2 mortal wounds. It's going to happen often enough. You watch. Or you'll sometimes roll that double 6. Or maybe you won't roll any 6s.
I'm not going to rely on it like I would normally with my sweet 2-up armor save that I roll 1s on all the time anyways. So
it always hurts to not go first, but you're pretty far away. So your shooting's going to be pretty lackluster. I will let you go first. I'm going to say that now, and I'm locked in. Is that what you didn't want?
I would have rather had you go first, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I want you. Yeah, you're going first. I've locked into that. I'm not going to change it now that you told me your strategies.
Alrighty.
So, Adeptus Custodes, turn 1. Beginning of Josh's turn, before we even get to his command phase, I have a 2 command point stratagem that the Maliceptor can use. It's Encephalic Diffusion. And this is from the new, the not so new Psychic Awakening book, that they are part of the greater good. And it's a 6-inch bubble, which will hit the zoanthropes and pretty much everything over here, just not everything over here. And any ranged weapon that fires at those units will be -1 strength. 2 command points, though. So there's not very many things I want to spend my command points on, though, so it doesn't really hurt. Doesn't hurt to use it.
Command phase, I get my command point. Should bring me back up to 11.
11, yeah, because you used 2 pregame.
That's it. Dreadnought is probably going to end up right about here.
Get slosh through the difficult terrain swamp.
That's the idea. And let's just check. I can see a zoanthrope there, and yeah, I'll be in range to shoot all the guns, so they're going to get targeted by him eventually.
Nice.
Oh, this squad of bikes is going to be jumping over to this side.
Do they get within 3 inches of the objective, or did you start them too far back?
I'll tell you that in a second. Yeah, the back of the base go here. I don't think I can get within 3 of the objective. I might be able to one of these guys.
So the one guy gets perfectly 3 inches away. He was exactly 17 inches away from it.
And then last friendo is going to go right here. Squad of custodians are going to head up the board because there's no point in keeping them back. They're going to go an extra 5.
What's their base move, 5?
They're 6.
Oh, they're fast with all
Look
that
how long
armor.
their legs are.
Sure. I guess their armor is powered. Except
Yeah,
for
these are like the peak of human.
physiology.
Yeah. We're going to have this shield captain head up.
You don't want to babysit an objective with the captain?
I mean, it hurts to. The dreadnought will probably go back soon. Actually, you know what? I think I kind of have to. So we are going to...
Let's reposition the dreadnought to be...
No, because the dreadnought needs the range to shoot at the zoanthropes.
I see.
So that's... do I really have my bike captain be the one to babysit? I think so. Yeah, we're going to advance the regular shield captain. He goes an extra 6. Because he's the one with the deny.
So you want to get within 24 inches for him?
Yeah, I want him up the board.
Okay.
Cap, you can come up right over here. Bikes here with their handy-dandy fly. Same thing, I've got him so he can just barely grab set objective. These guys are normally like... They're supposed to be played like a counter-charge unit, and I always make the mistake of being too aggressive with them. His spear is not playing nice, there you go. But in this case, I don't think you're going to be charging me with very much.
No.
So I'm okay with
I'm not
this.
saying I'll never charge, it's just not the point of my army.
Right, and then we're going to go with the squad of custodians again, moving them up. You're going to put stuff into my back lines, and there's nothing I can do about it, so I'm not going to stress about that. Blammo, that's where they end up. Shooting, we're going to start off with the dreadnought, targeting your unit of zoanthropes there. We'll start with the storm cannon in the burst profile. So these will be hitting on 3s because of the terrain, rerolling 1s.
So he's normally ballistic skill 2+?
Correct. Okay. Base strength of 7, so I should still be wounding on 3s.
Yeah,
even
so
with
yeah, it becomes strength 6, but I'm toughness 4. So 3 wounds. What's the damage on these?
These are only 1 damage.
I don't really care about the AP.
Yeah.
I'm 3 up in vulnerable saves. Well, that's a good start. At least it's only the 1 damage ones, right?
That's how it begins, yep. Let's try the bolt launcher. So same thing, looking for 3s.
Reroll 1s.
These are base strength 5, so I should be wounding on 4s now.
Now you're wounding on 4s. So the -1 thing actually mattered. Look at that, I got 1. Only 1 damage for these as well. So
Correct.
3 up in vuln. I failed that one, so 1 damage taken so far.
And then my accelerator culverin. So same hit roll.
Oof. So 3s to hit instead of 2s.
And then base strength 7, so 3s to wound. I will... Oh boy, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to command point that one.
What's the damage of this?
It's these are 2 damage.
Okay. So 2 of them get through. 3 up in vulns against both of those. If I fail at least 1, I lose a zoanthrope. 1 zoanthrope is dead. It's doubly nice for you. The reason it's doubly nice is, first off, it gets rid of the flat 3 extra mortal wounds. But the second thing is, I have more than one way to heal wounds on zoanthropes. I've got my army-wide thing to heal a wound automatically at the beginning of my turn. Also, whenever the neurothrope kills a model with smite, he can heal a wound to himself or another zoanthrope nearby. So fully killing models without leftover wounds will feel nicer.
It's handy dandy. We're going to go this squad of Virtus Praetors shooting up at the zoanthropes on top of the building there. And I'm going to pop 1 command point for Blood Games veterans. That means every 6 to hit automatically wounds.
Okay, so that'll negate the -1 strength, because they're only going to be strength 3 otherwise.
It will, for the 6s. Looking for 2s to hit.
Do you
6s are
reroll
nice.
ones, or is it only for captains
I don't
nearby?
have any captain nearby, so I don't.
So 5 auto wounds and a lot of hits. 5s to wound. Show me a lot of 4s. Make me feel good about that ability. Wow, actually that was
You stopped 1.
a pretty good roll considering it's 5s. So it looks like another 7. 3 up invulnerable saves with a little grass tuft in there somehow. Ooh, I failed 4 of them. That kills the zone throw in a bit. I'll start from the back, kill 1, and injure the next one.
And going over to the squad of Praetors, we're going to put 2 of them shooting into the Rippers, and then 2 into the Mucilid.
Mucilid spore.
Should be 3s to hit the spore, because of the dense terrain.
Not bad. 2 misses.
3s to wound, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not close enough to get the -1 strength thing. Not that that would have mattered. So that's 7. As much as he's behind that cover, he doesn't benefit from it because he doesn't have the infantry, swarm, or beast keyword. But he does have a built-in 6-up save. He's dead.
Shooting at the Rippers. I don't have to go through any terrain to do this with the 2 models doing it. So 2s. And should be 3s to wound you.
Yeah, that's going to hurt them. 8 of them, 6-up saves. So that's 2 bases dead. That's all you're shooting? Any
That's
charging?
everything in range. Nope, I don't think I can declare anything. You're too far away.
So we do have one morale test because I'm not in Synapse. I'm only bravery 4 on these guys. I lost 2 of their buddies. So a 1 or a 2, unless I want to spend 2 command points and make them automatic.
You could.
I don't wanna. 1 or a 2. Hey, he runs. Congratulations. So end of your turn, you killed a zone throw up here in a little bit, although that little bit's about to go away. And a zone throw up here, and you destroyed all the Ripper Swarms and a Mucilid Spore. Not an incredibly large amount of points of kills, but it also has positioned you to have 3 objectives, 2 in the middle, that if you can hold those long enough is worth quite a bit, considering the primary objective and the vital objectives. All right?
It's true.
You ready for some psychic retaliation?
Nope, but let's do it anyway.
All right. Beginning my turn, thanks to Metamorphic Regrowth, I do heal a wound on every single unit. That's the only unit that had a wound allocated to it, so I'll take it back. We're going to do lots of advances here because I ain't charging. So I'll advance these zone thropes. 3, so they'll move 8 inches. I'm just going to use it to get 1 down, and then the rest can stay up, because there's only 5 now, so I don't need to have them in coherency with 2 others. Because you killed one for me, so thank you.
No problem there, boss.
Much obliged. I'm going to just check some measuring here in a second, though. Yeah, unfortunately, that's a little too far to maintain coherency, so I'll put 1 down here, and then it'll be within 1 inch, and then have him more right there. I need 1 down here just to have some choices for my smites, but also because the Maliceptor is going to be coming up. Let's advance these Spore Mines. They're fly, so they ignore the terrain. So 3 inches plus, oops, that's off the table. Just dropped it in my hand. Plus 1, woo! Would have been nice to get nice and high with them, because then I can like wrap things with them, so it forces you to shoot them unless you want to charge in and have them explode in your face. Maliceptor will also advance. That's more like it. -2 from the terrain though. I'm going to keep that 4 right beside him. Actually, no, I don't need to. I'm going to spend a command point right now on Metabolic Overdrive, I think it's called, where I can immediately move again and advance if I want to. I've already rolled the advance, so I have to keep that one because it's the same phase. So that's 9 inches more. So I'm just going to plop him right here.
So keep in mind, I do have mechanics to heroically intervene and charge and things like that.
So charge, yes. Heroically intervene? Why don't you tell me that one? I know the charge one.
I can pick a unit to heroically intervene as if they were a character.
So 3 inches only, right?
3 inches only.
Okay, so I'll make sure to stay out of 3 inches. I'm not worried about the charge one, though.
Okay.
Malanthrope here will advance 3 inches. That's plenty. I just want to come down here to be within 18 inches of your bikes. I'm going to advance these zone thropes. So 5, so 10 inches. We're going to use that to stay within 6 inches of the Maliceptor, because we like his warm bubble of -1 strength while he's alive, which might not be for much longer. I'm going to just put this back here because the terrain's a little wobbly. Advance my Neurothrope 3. Actually, he'll not even use that. Didn't advance, but he did. Broodlord here is just going to move up, get within 18 inches of a character. And then I'm going to advance these 3 Spore Mines, 6, so 9 inches. So their job is basically to guard, to stop you from coming through here too easily. I think your bike, I'm going to double check the measurements of your bike squad right there. I just want to stop them from being able to jump right here.
Gotcha.
I'll also advance these spore mines, so 3 plus 6. Whoa, they're fast, 9 inches. They'll form a secondary line right here. Psychic phase. I'm going to start with this Zoanthrope unit, and it doesn't really matter. The one in the back is going to cast the Horror. We're going to try to give this unit of bikes -1 hit and leadership. I need a 7 to, or 6 or 7 to cast it. An 8 definitely gets it. Now you have 3 possible ways to stop my psychic powers. Correct. One is just he can deny like normal, which he's in range. Another is you have to be within 12 inches to use a stratagem. And another one is if you're the target, you can ignore it on a 4+.
Correct. I will do none of those.
Okay, so now they are horrored, -1 leadership, and hit rolls.
Yes.
Then I will attempt to manifest Smite. It'll come from the one out front. Actually, it'll come from this one, so he's more than 12 inches away. So the only deny you could use is his or the 4 up to ignore it. I need a 5. I get a 6. So what would you like to do? Anything? This will be D3 plus D3 mortal wounds, so 2d3 mortal wounds.
2d3 mortal wounds.
To your bikes.
I mean, that's a relatively low roll, so I will use his deny.
Okay, you're 24 inch, so you need to roll. He gets a +1 to this, right?
He gets +1 to this.
So we need to see a 6 or higher. Oh, he fails! You could re-roll that with a command point. Is that where you'd like to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, need to see a 6 or higher. 7, so you've denied it. Next up, I will do these Zoanthropes. I'm going to do one near the back so they're not within 12 inches. Okay. But it will strike this unit of, I don't know what they're called.
Custodian Guard.
Custodian Guard. They need a 6 to manifest it. I got an 8. Yep. And you don't want to use your thing. So 2d3 mortal wounds. How many wounds do these guys have each?
They're 3 each.
Ooh, let's see something high. Oh, 2 mortal wounds. Bullocks. They also know the Onslaught psychic power, which allows me to advance and charge and shoot weapons and stuff. I'm not going to bother trying to manifest that because I have no use for it. Because even if I put it on him, he couldn't charge because I used the Metabolic Overdrive. Oh, I forgot. Metabolic Overdrive. Somebody's probably put this in the comments. After I do it on a 1, I take a mortal wound. No mortal wound.
Almost.
Yeah, it's just a mortal wound. Wouldn't kill him. Neurothrope right here is going to attempt to smite as well. He needs a 7. I get a 9. That'll just be D3 mortal wounds to your bikes.
Yep, that's fine.
3 mortal wounds. Now hold on, you've already forgotten.
There's 6s. No, I know.
But your Custodian Guard didn't roll it.
Oh, right.
So
I did forget on them.
6 is to ignore. Nope.
I didn't.
Now you got 3 more to roll for your bikes. Huh?
So I deny 1.
So you ignore 1.
Well,
you didn't deny.
I deny 1 of the damage going through by ignoring it.
Wording. This Neurothrope also knows Catalyst, which I can reroll 1s, which I fail. So, and I can't reroll that with my once per game, or once per turn reroll, because I've already rerolled one of the dice. I'm going to do the psychic action, the mental thingy. Interrogation. From the Brood Lord, so he won't be able to cast anything else, and there is a character with an 18. Now, it doesn't actually target anything, so you won't be able to use anything to stop this, because you've already used your regular deny. It's only warp charge 4. I got it. So that gives me 3 victory points. I read your mind and found your secrets.
Meow, 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 meow.
I know where the Emperor is. He's on Earth. Wait, Terra. Terra used to be called Earth. I'm going to use the Maleceptor's special ability to overload his brain. So he hits up to 6 units within 6 inches. So there's these 2 units. Okay. And I roll for each of them on a 2+. This is instead of manifesting psychic power. So this is won't be able to smite and do this. Okay. But I have a feeling that this will, I don't know, Smite could do D3 mortal wounds, but it's also much harder. But I do get a +1, so I could do the D6, but I just want to rely on that. So I roll for each unit. On a 2+, I take a mortal wound. On a 6, I take 3 mortal wounds. So let's start with your bikes. Yes, and your other guys take 3. Oh, wow. Okay. So the bikes ignore it on a 6+, just 1. No, so I take 1 mortal wound. And then and that 6+ to ignore, is it just mortal wounds or is it psychic mortal?
It's mortal wounds done to me in the psychic phase.
Okay, so all the spore mines won't ignore. Yep. So there's 3 of them to ignore for the other guys. And you get a 6 there, so you take 2 wounds, killing one of them and injuring the next one down to 2 wounds.
Yes.
Still haven't done nearly as much damage as I would like, so I'm glad I put the horror on them.
That actually, I'm thinking that could be a big deal for you.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I got a tiny bit of shooting. I got 2 units of Biovores. So the first unit of Biovores is going to fire at your bikes. We're going to try to finish them off. So the way these work, They don't need a line of sight, but there's trees in the way, so I hit on 5s. If I hit, it's like a spore mine hits. When a spore mine hits, I roll a die. On a 1, nothing happens. 2 to a 5, 1 mortal wound.
Gotcha.
And a 6 is D3 mortal wounds, which you don't get to ignore because it's only psychic phase stuff. If they miss, then I place spore mines close to you. So, but not within 3 inches, so they can't blow up in the charge phase. But I could place them over here, so if you decide to charge into my Maliceptor, you're taking mortal wounds. So 5s to hit. So they all miss. So I have to place 3 individual spore mines within 6 inches of this unit, but more than 3 inches away from enemies. And they can't move or charge this turn. So I'm going to place 1 right here. So it's just more than 3 inches. And they don't hold objectives or anything, it's just more if you decide to use your stratagem to charge. Another 1, these are individual units, right here. And then another 1 right here. Remember, individual units. We'll try again with the other ones. Hopefully they'll get 1 hit. I think 1 hit's all I need to kill a guy. Whoops. Oh, 2 hits. 2 hits and another spore mine. Spore mine. So now I roll for how many mortal wounds? Remember, a 1 does nothing, 2 to a 5 is 1, and a 6 is D3. Ooh, D3 plus 1. Nice, 3 mortal wounds. It finishes off a bike and does 2 more to the next. Hey, don't take away the horror token.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't lose the horror token.
That was?
Yeah. So Josh, would you like to use your special stratagem to charge me at the end of my charge phase?
If only you could have gotten my face to see how disappointed I was when I figured out this is the perfect way to stop stooping dive, too.
Yeah, so basically the Custodians have a stratagem for their bikes for 1 command point, probably? Because all your stratagems are... Oh, it's 3 command points. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's hefty.
Okay. That allows them at the end of the enemy charge phase, if they can charge, they can charge.
Yep.
But the thing is, the only thing you can charge are the spore mines. Spore mines explode at the end of any charge phase where there are enemies within 3 inches. And they do the same mortal wounds that those biovores just did. So I roll a die in 2 plus mortal wounds, 6d3. So do you want to come on in? Get a warm hug from 4 spore mines?
It's not even that. It's that I will likely fail my charge of having to go up and around.
Yeah.
Let me see how far I got to go.
So?
Nope.
No?
I'm just not doing it.
All right. You look sad, but I did so few mortal wounds with all my psychic.
I have not often been able to pull off a stooping dive in a game. And I warned him about it. He's there. I get to do it. It'll be incredible. I might actually just kill you with this and then be able to charge other stuff. But nope.
I knew there was spore mines coming in. I didn't know I'd have 4 of them. I'd hope that I'd hit with more than... I guess I got average, right? I got 2 out of 6 hits, so... And then those 2 did pretty good.
They did.
Yeah. I should just bring more biovores. Forget Molochs.
Hilarious.
I'm just gonna bring... I'm gonna max out brigades with biovores. I actually have like 6 more biovores. So I could bring 2 more units of 3. They're scarier than my psychic stuff, apparently.
Well, it's the utility of them. That's actually hilarious.
Josh just doesn't know what to do with 4 individual units of 1 spore mine each.
It's not even that. It's just like, I can kill them, no problem. I'm not worried about that. It's just that I'm like, I can't believe how well that just shut down my charge.
Okay, well, that's my turn. So, objective-wise, I got 3 points for reading your brain. I don't have Line Breaker. The more we thought about it, the more we realized Line Breaker wasn't as good as I thought. I can't get it first turn. And I can only deep strike for 2 turns before my guys die.
Yep.
Made a mistake in the next game doing that. And then, what's my other one? Vital Ground, which I can't get till at least turn 2. And right now, I'm only holding... I'm not even holding it. So, I don't know. At least you're not going to be... Oh, wait, no, you are going to be holding... Oh, frick. You're about to get 15 victory points.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
More than I think.
Battle for the Custodes, my butt. All right.
Well,
Let's go to Adeptus Custodes turn 2. The Underdogs.
okay. This is going better for me than I thought it would, but I could still go terribly downhill. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think after this turn, you'll be just optimistic.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so I get my command point to go up to 9.
Yep.
And then I score 15 points.
You've got 3 objectives.
And then another 4 points on top of that for the what was it, Vital Ground?
Vital Ground, yes. Or Vital Objectives, whatever. The one for this scenario where you get more for holding the middle ones and your enemy's one. So that's 19 points right there.
That's more than I've gotten in entire games before.
Yeah, and now you're going to start to kill psykers and get unit. So we're going to see a lot of points here, and most of my army is going to disappear.
I don't know most.
Some. we'll see.
You sound like a fire truck.
Technically, it's too late for this because you already did your command phase. Starting your turn, though, I'm going to turn on his -1 strength bubble for ranged weapons only. It doesn't affect melee weapons.
Cool. Over to my movement phase. We're going to start here with the bikes, and they're just going to start working their way up the board.
Come on up. And
I shall.
kill my guys.
I shall. Over here, we are going to take this objective.
Continue to hold this objective.
Well, they're going to take the objective now. The Telemon is going to walk back.
Take the objective.
Actually, yeah.
You got plenty of range now. Lots of stuff to shoot at.
These bikes are going to just be hopping up over this way.
Oh, you're brave coming close to spore mines.
Am I brave? Is this the definition of braveness?
Well, I'm sure you're just going to shoot them. I missed the old editions that when they died, they blew up too. And you placed a large blast template over them and hit everybody in
I was going to actually ask when I went to go shoot at the stuff originally, like, can they hurt
No.
your own things?
And there used to be 3 different kinds of spore mines. There was like poisonous ones, there was like haywire ones.
I vaguely
and
remember this. Yeah, because some of them look different.
Yeah, and there used to be a haywire one, which is good against vehicles, a poison one, which is good against non-vehicles, and just a one that was just strength 4 flat, which was kind of your in-between. And they were large blasts and barrage, and so they were actually, the biovores were pretty scary, dropping in those spore mines. Now it's okay. Mortal Wounds is to me, it's just less flavorful. Saying,
Okay.
no, they do Mortal Wounds, but at least I love the fact that I get to place spore mines when they miss.
That is cool.
It's kind of like, imagine if you launched a missile, but you missed, so you got to place the missile,
Right, yeah.
and then it continues to track down the target or something.
Well, that's, yeah, when you fire, like, artillery pieces, you fire a shaker, and you're like, oh, I missed. Where did that round go?
Well, in the old ones, you place a blast and you scatter it, and maybe
Right,
you'd
but
hit
in
something
this
else.
edition, yeah.
Yeah, so you know what, I get the abstracting and simplifying rules is usually a good thing, but you always do lose a bit of flavor.
100% agree with you.
Because then you're just rolling dice and removing models. You're not really picturing what is actually going on.
It takes you a little bit out of the immersion.
Yeah, so I enjoy this. Even if it's not great, not that powerful, maybe it is, I don't know. I enjoy it just for the gameplay aspect of it. So captain's coming up.
Other captain's going to come up as well.
That's why captains
Captains.
was a plural, not captain is.
Ah.
Captains are coming up. There was an R coming up in there, just all kind of muddled together. And then teleporting in, we've got 3 Terminators.
We do.
Goodbye, Biovores.
Okay, so ready to start shooting. These are 4 individual units, so...
Of spore mines.
Yep. We're going to put the... Because technically he's got the sword, so we'll do his shooting into there. His shooting will go into that one. His shooting will go into that one.
You got to roll them all individually.
Yes.
They should all be 2s and 2s. They're toughness 1, 1 wound, 7-up save. And they can't get cover anymore because they don't have the right keywords.
This is so odd. Okay, so we were shooting the last one that I had mentioned.
Sure.
There. So 2s.
Reroll. Because you got a captain. He's like, no, shoot the spore mine.
What are you doing?
Double one, double one, double one. Oh! Would you like to use the command point, Josh, to kill the spore mine?
No, that's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's kind of funny, actually.
Okay. All right, we got that one out of the way.
The
Now,
next
you can kill the other 2.
Mastercrafted bolter.
You can kill the other 2. Go for it. All right, no double ones here. All right, congratulations. And the last one?
I gotta check the stats on the actual gun because I never use it.
It's really just how many shots it has, because we don't care about the AP, and it's going to be
That's
at least...
another thing I don't... Oh, it's pistol 2.
Okay, 2 shots again. 2s and 2s. Oh, look at that. You are so good at
There's
this
no
game.
AP to this one. Okay.
Oh, no, there's no AP. I get my 7-up save.
So the last
first
2 on... Yeah.
I should point out those weapons were all -1 strength. But they're toughness 1, so
Really? Okay. That's...
it's all good. Because, yeah, if they're and all my units within 6 inches of him, which is all my zone tropes, and those spore mines get -1 strength for shooting attacks.
Captain will fire his weird little bolt pistol thing into...
The furthest
We'll
one away?
save this furthest one away.
All right, you can do it. You shouldn't roll too many 1s, right? 2s to hit. Reroll that 1. Captain knows better. And don't roll a double 1. You got it. Would be cool if these exploded when they died.
I feel so accomplished.
Yeah, I know. Look at you.
We're going to have the Telemon go next. He's going to put all of his shooting into the zone tropes.
Oh,
that
the
are-
Telemon, the
The
captain.
Telemon Heavy Dreadnought.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Didn't see where your finger was. The Dreadnought.
Him! Big
Firing
boy.
at. Sorry, I interrupted you. What are you firing at?
The zone tropes that are not on the building. This is the bolt launcher, hitting on 3.
Because you're going through cover.
Yes.
And what's the normal strength of this?
5.
So
I'm
it's
looking for
4s.
4s.
So 2 of them. 3 up in Vuln. 1 goes through. 1 damage so far.
Accelerator Culverin, 4 shots on no
Threes,
rolls.
no
Yeah, because I
rerolls.
didn't leave anybody close enough. And then looking for 3s to wound.
Yikes. That was your 2 damage one.
That was the 2 damage one.
This Dreadnought is awesome.
He kind of catches a bad rat for being pretty bad. We're going to command point one of those.
So 3 up in Vuln, otherwise I lose a guy. Nope, I'm fine.
Then the burst profile on the Storm Cannon.
Yikes. Only
Oof.
3 hit, and then
2.
3.
Oh, yeah,
No,
sorry.
no,
Hit
3's
the
to hit.
space. I thought that was a 2. 3's to wound.
So 2 wounds, 3 up save. That kills his own throat. Do I bother trying to save it? Yeah, sure, why not? I got lots of command points. I save it. So it'll bring it down to 1 wound instead.
Well, then I'm going to have my shield captain go ahead and put all of his shots into that same unit, the one on the bike.
Hurricane bolters.
Yes, sir. Looking for 3s to hit.
Rerolls 1s because he knows how to tell himself.
For now, he does.
I look forward to them removing that from everybody.
I'm happy for that, yeah.
Yeah, the whole like others. And 5s to wound because of the -1 strength. Oh, you still got 2. That's enough to finish off the 1. I don't have any rerolls anymore. Woo! All right. When they die fast. I'm actually going to remove this one because it has an ugly base. And then I'll put that one there. So 3 wounds. You just did 2 more wounds, so 1 died, and the next one takes a wound.
I'm going to have these bikes go next. They're going to pop the Blood Game Veteran strat again. Just to make wounding a little bit easier, and they will be targeting... How many wounds does your big fella have?
12.
12.
3 up save, 4 up invulnerable.
Okay,
Toughness
so
7. And they're -1 to hit right now because they were the horde.
They are -1 hit, yeah. So I think I might still just try to bully those zoanthropes over there then.
Okay.
The same unit.
36 shots! Hitting
Looking for
on 3s
threes.
because of the horror. No rerolls. Oh, right. 6s auto wound because of the stratagem you used. That's a lot of 6s. Wounding on 5s, though, because of the -1 strength.
Yeah, what? I got to get them down to 3 to make their smite not great, right?
Right. And also they lose via 1 psychic power. 3 up invulnerable saves. Ooh, so that kills that, finishes off that 1, kills another, and wounds the next. So you got them down to at least 3, or to no more than 3 in this case. 2. So they're not going to get any bonuses now.
Come over to the other side of the battlefield now. We're going to have this unit of Custodian Guard put all their shots into the front unit of Spore Mines.
It is 1 unit, so you don't have to divide it.
Yeah. Looking for 3s to hit.
Going through dense cover. 2s to kill. No saves. You got him. Pop, pop, pop.
I have the squad of bikes now go and shoot into those far biovores. Looking for 2s to hit you.
No rerolls.
4s to wound you.
Ooh, that's all right. I'll count that one. So 9 get through. These guys have 4 wounds each. Normally a 4-up save, but 2 of them are in cover, so I can roll 8 of these at a time, although I could probably roll all 9. Yeah, so does a guy die? Ah, you killed one. We'll pull this one out of cover.
Moving over to the Terminators, I'm going to pop a stratagem, whose name escapes me right now, but basically turn their rapid-fire weapons into rapid-fire 2.
So doubles their shots.
Doubles their shots, yeah. They're going to be putting the Mastercrafted Bolters into that same unit of biovores that was just targeted. And the grenade launchers, the 2 that are in range are going to target these biovores. 6 shots with the Mastercrafted Bolters then, hitting on 2s.
No rerolls.
Wounding on 4s.
And these are AP.
AP 1, 2 damage.
So I got to do these 2 at a time then. So 4-up save because I'm in cover. So he's still alive, and he's still alive. And then the shots into the other biovores.
These are D3 each. There's only 2 in range.
4 shots. And what strength are these?
They're strength 4, but they're AP minus 3.
2s to hit. 4s to wound. Nothing. Well, that is all your shooting. So it is charge o'clock.
Right. We are going to go and have the bikes here first. Actually, at the start of the charge phase, I had to pop the strat for golden light over there. It's going to cost me 1 command point, but allow me to roll 3d6 on my charge, and I'm just going to do that charge first.
3d6, keep the 2 highest.
Keep the 2 highest, correct.
Well, you need your 2 highest to be 9 inches. And they are 7.
I will command point that.
Okay, so re-roll.
No, just an 8.
Okay.
Back to these bikes. We'll declare the zoanthropes on the building. And
Now, this is a Malanthrop, or this is a Neurothrop right here, so you're going to not declare him.
I won't be declaring him. I won't get within an inch of him. And then the Maliceptor.
Okay, make your roll. 4 inches should be enough to get both, because there's the one at the bottom there. Actually, I think he's still even.
And I got Fly, so.
Well, what is Fly going to do?
For the not getting the penalty for the trees.
Oh, for the trees, yes. Yeah. I'm like, you don't get to use infinite vertical when you're charging.
That's correct.
But yeah, it does help for the difficult terrain.
Next, we're going to have my Shield Captain declare a charge. And I guess he will declare against the squad of zoanthropes in the back and your Maliceptor.
So basically, he wants to land right there.
He wants to land right there.
That's probably about a 5 or 6 inch charge. Let's check it. Yeah, 6 inches was actually what it was.
Yeah. He gets a free reroll, so that's kind of handy dandy on him.
That's true. Still, you don't want to have to use it.
Blow up.
This blows up at the end of my charge phase, but remember, it is an enemy unit, so if you want to end within an inch of it, you need to declare it as a charge target. Not that that makes a big difference.
It shouldn't make a huge difference. I will have the squad of Custodian Guard declare the charge.
Into the Maliceptor and the Spore Mine?
Correct.
They should be able to make this without any problem, even with a 3 inch charge. Just don't touch that difficult terrain.
Yep.
Otherwise, it becomes a 1 inch charge.
This way.
All right, you can have that objective.
Thank you. Shield Captain's going to go and just charge the Spore Mine.
Do you want to make him the nearest?
Yeah.
Is that the idea, so they doesn't blow up on him?
He
Yeah,
can take
Spore
some
Mines
hits.
hit the nearest when they explode.
Okay. 6?
Yeah, 6 gets there, but I don't think he'll be the nearest. Yeah, he's not the nearest.
Nope. Oh, well.
That's it for your charges?
That's all I can declare, yeah.
The Spore Mine explodes, hitting this unit. A 2 to a 5 is 1 mortal wound. Otherwise, a 6 is D3. So 1 mortal wound. So boom!
Ow.
So, where would you like to fight first?
I will declare with the squad of bikes first.
Now, they are at -1 to hit.
Yep.
Are they gonna, where are they putting their attacks?
He's going to just pile in ever so slightly. These two are going to put him into the zoanthropes, and he's going to put it into the Maliceptor.
Got it. Because we got ½ an inch of the zoanthropes and ½ an inch of ½ an inch.
Yes. Maliceptor first, looking for 3s now, rerolling 1s.
Ooh, well, so far so good. All hit. What's your strength?
Strength 6.
So 5s to wound then.
And rerolls on the charge.
All rerolls?
All rerolls.
Okay. Yikes, 3 of them. So this is AP -3 D3 damage. I got a 4 up invulnerable save, which I totally biff. So you do 3 D3 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's half my hit points.
Now the Misericordia, hitting on 3, it misses.
Ooh, thank goodness for the horror.
Into the zoanthropes with the lances, looking for 3s. Okay.
You got a captain. Reroll 1s. All but 1. And these will be 3s to wound.
Yes, sir.
Yikes, 5 of
Reroll
them.
the fails.
Oh, right. Jeez, another one. 3 up invuln, otherwise they're D3 damage each. So 1 at a time for those. I've got no injuries on my zoanthrope, so you got to roll a flat 3 to kill it. Kills 1. Kills 2.
Oh,
Woo!
yeah, these guys are kind of heroes.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to... I'll just kill you 2. Whatever, we still got our coherency.
2 Misericordias. They both hit. These are at strength 5.
3s is again as well. Reroll.
No reroll for the Misericordia. It's just the lances that reroll.
3 up invuln. No, how much damage?
1.
Okay.
Very true.
There is no middle ground for my invulns. They either really work or they really don't. So you're done there. Just for fun, I'm going to spend 2 command points and have the Maliceptor fight. He's going to go after the little guys. He's got 3 attacks. He's bracketed now, so he's hitting on 5s instead of 4s. Let me check something for 1 second. Yes, Voracious Appetite. 1 command point. I reroll all my wound rolls. There is one for hit rolls, but it's just for higher spexes. So 5s to hit. I'm going to reroll 1 of them with a command point. I'm all in with this one. Nothing. I'm only strength 6 now, but that's still enough to wound you on 3s. Or are we going to strength 5? Still, actually, let me double check. Yeah, strength 6, so 3s to wound. Oh, good thing I did that. Reroll. Yeah! So, -3. So, otherwise, it's D6 damage. Nah, you're fine. Well, that was worth 4 command points. All right, go ahead and murder my Maliceptor.
Yep, let's get him with the spears first.
Well, that's all you got left. Oh, no, I guess you got your other captain on bike. This one can't fight him because he only charged the Spore Mine.
Okay, so going with the spears, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. Okay, so this is my game to roll well,
Yeah.
I guess. And now looking for strength 6, so
5s to wound.
5s to wound. No reroll help there, so just 1 wounding hit.
I get my 4 up invuln against that. Oh, you could do D3 damage. I'm at 6. I'm now at 5.
3 attacks with the sword, hitting on 2s. Rerolling the 1s. Captain says do better. And they kind of do.
Slightly.
These are just strength 5.
So 5s to wound. Nothing.
2 Misericordias, hitting on 2s, wounding on 5s. AP -1.
4 up invuln. 1 damage. Wow, I can't roll my saves. Down to 4 wounds.
Oh, we're going to have the captain go, and I'm going to swing into the Maleceptor.
Hey, he's dangerous when he's hurt because then he can start doing his psychic overload and hit everybody nearby.
Right.
Well, there's less.
When I'm surrounding you like that. 2s to hit. Guy's a champ. 5s to wound with a reroll.
Good thing, because he only got 1 so far. Well,
Only 1.
can I make this 4 up invuln? No! Have I already used a reroll in this close combat phase? I did. I used it on a hit.
And then looking for D3 damage.
2, so he's down to 2. But the important thing is that you got him down to at least 3, because that's where he drops down to only hitting D3 units with his psychic overload,
Yes.
rather than 3. Because I don't think you have a way to kill him now.
I don't have a way to kill him anymore now.
Okay. And then your captain can pile in. And
Yeah.
won't be able to fight. But...
I'll just use it to get a little bit of extra movement.
Okay. So I technically get to fight back. I will attack with this zoanthrope. Well, watch out. He hits. 5s to wound, nothing. And these 2 zoanthropes into your captain. 1 hit. No wound. End of the fight phase. Nothing else is going on. And then we got our morale phase, but I'm in synapse, and everything else is synapse. So nothing has to take morale. So you didn't kill any units besides spore mines, but you did a ton of damage. I only have 4 out of my original 12 zoanthropes. You killed a biovore, wiped out 1 of my lines of spore mines, and you've locked up my Maleceptor, who's obviously going to try to psychic overload, hopefully roll 3 for the number of units. So it's a little tough. It's not looking too good as we go into my turn 2. But you did get a bunch of points from at the beginning, but no points.
I don't think I get anything for what I did this turn, though.
No, not this turn. My command phase, I get 5 points for holding 1 objective, and I get a command point. Broodlord will advance. He's just going to hop on over here. If we're going to die, he's going to swing before he dies. And then these spore mines, actually, I'm going to have him just move slightly out of the way of those spore mines. Oh, you know what? Actually, I don't have to charge. I just have to be within 3 inches at the end of the charge phase. Yeah, I'm going to advance the spore mines. 6. That's plenty. So I'm just going to put them all within 3 inches of your... You know what? No, the 6, I'm going for your bikes. Yeah, 9 inches is plenty for me to jam them all right next to your bikes.
That totally works, yeah.
Yeah, I have to be more than an inch away, but yeah, they're in there, all right? I'll advance these ones too. Maybe I'll get lucky. 9 inches. And they were within 12 inches of that unit, so ooh, they float towards you. Remember what I said? If you take mortal wounds from these, then your own darn fault. Well,
I mean, it is what it is. In retrospect, maybe I should have just charged them. But no, you're...
No, because then they'd blow up on you anyways.
Well, no, I think this was the right call, because you needed a decent advance to be able to do this.
Exactly. I got lucky with the 6. Maleceptor here will advance 5 with fly. I'm just going to plop him over here just to keep up his bubble of reroll 1s. This Maleceptor will just kind of float here, maybe to do some area denial. I'm not sure. And then my reserves are coming in. I'm going to have some Ripper Swarms appear up here, so you can't see them. Oh, I got to make sure it's within your deployment zone. What's wrong?
Oh, I get it. I'm like, to what purpose? I forgot about the behind the
Linebreaker.
lines.
Sorry, that's not in this deployment. But do you know what is? Over here. You want to come back and deal with them with your bikes? Be my guest. Otherwise, nobody can see them. And I'll do it a second time over. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to plop them right behind, making sure you can't see them. And then, out of the shadows, 5 lictors show up.
What was happening in that building?
You don't want to know.
Oh, this building there too.
Yeah, this building. And we'll throw one. I got to be 9 inches away, so I just got to be careful how I place these. You know what? I think one can fit over here. I'm going to double check all the measurements. There we go. Yeah. Forgot, beginning of my turn, I heal. So heal the wound, heal the wound, heal the wound. The Maleceptor just went back up to 3. Oh, if he had.
Oh no!
If he had been at 3, he could have been up to 4 and automatically hit 3 units. You know, I'm gonna actually. I forgot to use his rapid regeneration stratagem on him too. He gets. I think it costs 2 command points. I think he gets D3 back. I only need 1, though. Well, thanks. I would have minded 2 or 3. So he's back up to 4. So he's automatically going to hit 3 units with his psychic crying. And there's a rumbling in the ground, and boom, a Moloch shows up, baby! And he's going to hit this unit. I'm going to use a command point for unexpected incursion. I get +2 to the roll that I'm about to do. Normally a 1 does nothing, 2 to a 3 does something, 4 to a 5 does better, and 6 does really good. I'm going to look up what they do in a moment. So I get +2 to that. Hey, I did the maximum. I think that's D6? So at 6 it does 3 flat mortal wounds. So that kills one of the guys.
That's
and
pretty good.
brings the next one. There are 3 wounds each? Is that right?
3 wounds each, these guys.
So it brings the next one down to 1. So it basically kills 1. Yeah, no, that is pretty good. Look how they roll high. Then we'll bring some Ripper Swarms over here. Let's put... These guys do have objective secured. But then so does all your guys, except your Dreadnought, which I'm already going to surround with lictors. So let's put Rippers right here. No, like this. There we go. Sorry, that's too close. I'm going to put 3 Ripper Swarms right here in cover, because they can go after that objective if you decide to walk forward. Or you can come back after them. It's all good. Let's put 3 more right here just to gum up your bikes. My last Ripper Swarms I'm going to leave in reserves and hopefully remember to put them out on turn 3 so they don't die. There's a few more things on the table now. None of them are scary, but they're all annoying.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. That was the idea, right? Part of this army was a hard-hitting psychic. The other part was just lots of little things that would pop up.
I think you're going to get a bunch of points.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Psychic phase. I'm going to start off by trying to mentally interrogate your character. Doesn't actually target him. I need a 4. I succeed. Did you want to try to deny that? It's 3 points for me.
Nope. You can have your 3 points.
Oh, fine. None of my smites are special anymore. So let's just do these one at a time. Let's start with this. There's actually 3 Zoanthropes here. I was wrong. I wasn't down to 4 Zoanthropes. I'm down to 5. But 3 doesn't do anything. So let's smite with them, hitting the bikes. Reroll 1s, because the Neurothrop is nearby. All right, 6. Did you want to do anything about that?
I will use my Captain's built-in deny.
You need to roll a 6, because you get +1 to it.
Yeah.
You do. And then they also do the horror. Should reroll 1s. I get. Did you want to try to deny that? It's -1 to leadership.
Nope.
What's their leadership with -1, by the way?
7, I think.
Okay, so they're losing a guy.
Maybe 8.
All right, they're fine. The Maliceptor is going to explode. Well, not actually explode. He's going to hit 3 units. It'll be bikes, these guys, and your captain. So
The bike captain or the foot captain?
I pointed to the bike captain.
I'm just clarifying because there's 2 captains. I didn't want you to be confused.
Don't care about your little captain.
Okay.
Bike captain. Oh, so let's start with your bikes. Oh! Flat 3 mortal wounds, which they can ignore on 6s because it's the psychic phase. You got 2 wounds left on one of them. Oh, we got him! We got him! Woo! Already, that's already... if I do nothing else with him, I'm happy. Although I'd like to do more. I lied. The little guys, 1 mortal wound, which they ignore on a 6, otherwise another one dies. Oh! I'm not happy.
Power of the beard.
And then against your captain, 1 mortal wound, which he ignores on a 6.
5.
5 for him.
Yeah, ignoring wounds.
Just flat ignoring wounds.
Yeah.
Okay, so he takes a wound. That brings him down to 8 wounds. Yuck. Let's do these Zoanthropes. We'll start with the smite. You need a 6 for this smite. You got an 8. Did you want to try to stop that in any way?
That's an 8. I will... That's going to the captain?
Yes. It'll just be flat. It's just D3 mortal wounds.
It's just D3 mortal wounds. Yeah, no, that's fine. You can have it.
D3 mortal wounds. 3. Oh, yuck. He ignores them on 5s. No. Oh, he does. 1 of them. So 2 of them go through. He's got 6 wounds left. They know Catalyst. Oh, shoot. I forgot Catalyst. No, I didn't get it. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think you had failed it.
I get to reroll 1, so that's not a perils. I pass it. I'll give a 5 up ignoring wounds to something. You want to try to stop it?
I kinda, but I also kinda don't care. How many command points? I only got 4 command points. It's 1 command point, and I'd have to roll
4
an
plus.
8.
Or you can do the other one, yeah.
Nope, you can have it.
Okay, so I'm going to put that on the Broodlord. Keep him alive. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. And then the Broodlord will smite. You got a 9. You want to do anything about that?
I will use the mental Fortress of Willpower for 1 command point.
So 4 plus to deny it?
4 plus to just not suffer the effects.
You got it. It's Command point, though. So he just destroyed a command point. Blam! Just like that. And then he also knows... Oh, hold on a second. He can't cast a second. No, I gave him the thing that lets him cast one more. I actually had +1 to that, by the way. So let's just do his other one, which is... It's the Horror. He can't do it. I already did that one. And then we got the Neurothroat finally, because this one already did his psychic stuff. Into your captain. Smite. Oh, we got a Perils. I take D3 mortal wounds, which won't kill me. 1 mortal wound. You can't stop that, because you've already used your 4+ ignore. This is D6 mortal wounds, which I can't re-roll. But if I roll a 6, it could kill your captain.
It could.
5.
Well,
you know, I'm not going to kill him.
Damage,
but unless you roll lots of 5s, that's going to hurt him pretty bad. Oh, yeah. 4 of them get through. He's down to 2 wounds. Will I actually be able to kill your captain on a bike?
Probably.
We'll see. And the Neurothrope also knows Catalyst, which I already cast. So we are G to G. Shooting phase. I'm going to have these 2 Biovores fire. I want to miss, just so you know.
I know you do.
Only 1 needs to miss, though. So I'm missing a hit. Although 2 misses would be cool, too. 4s to hit. Hey! 1 hit's doing 1 mortal wound. And the other one misses. Boop! Just outside of 3 inches. So where do these 3 shoot? Do I fire here and then like put even more spore mines in your way so they really can't get through? Or do I pour them into the bikes knowing that 3 spore mines are going to blow up automatically on the bikes? On average doing 3 mortal wounds. So I could finish off a bike with this volley. I could also technically hit the Tyranids really well and kill 1 of them or 2 of them if I'm super lucky. But I'm not going to count on that. So we're playing this as if I'm just dropping spore mines next to you. And maybe doing like a mortal wound. That's what you should see, right? Like 4s to hit, 2s to do a mortal wound. All right, audience, you decide. On a 4+, I shoot the bikes. All right, audience, you have decided. Thank you for rolling that. The bikes are getting shot at. I don't like that decision, audience. But, you know, you've spoken. 4s to hit. All 3 hit. I have mixed feelings about that. I wish 2 of them hit. So I could place a spore mine somewhere just to annoy Josh. So what do? Come on, 666s. Oh, goodness. I think that's D3 mortal wounds. Oh, it's just 1, never mind. It was exciting for a moment. 3 mortal wounds. That brings one of them down to 1 wound, who should die once those spore mines explode. Who do you want to kill?
I kind of only, because they had to be within 3, right?
Yeah.
I was going to try to figure out if I had killed him. That would have been out of range, but you didn't kill 1.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're going to explode.
I almost kind of wanted 1 to die.
Yeah. Well, then I would just charged. And if you wanted to spend a command point to overwatch him...
Can you charge after advancing with them?
No. So I wouldn't have charged. Charge o'clock. I rolled a 12, so 10-inch charge. I'm here. Lictors. I'm going to spend a command point on the first one. Let's make it him. So he gets a +1 to the charge.
I'll overwatch him.
Oh, you're going to overwatch him? Okay. And then?
I'll go unflinching to overwatch on 5s.
Because, you know, it's a lictor, you're super afraid.
I don't know, I don't want him tied up fighting, shooting lictors in combat for the rest of the game. Okay, so the burst. So yeah, you're not using your stratagem then.
Well, I can choose. I don't have to use it when I declare him as a charger. Gotcha. So because it happens, because I'm just gonna let yours happen first because it's my turn, so I get to decide.
Okay, so
if you do nothing, I'll still have it be him because I'd rather him get into your, because everybody else is already in.
I get it. Yeah,
already getting line breaker.
Okay, so we're gonna do the burst profile on the storm cannon.
Sure.
5s.
All right, look at that. 1 already hits.
Strength 7.
3s. AP.
2.
All right, I'll get a save. How much damage is that? 1?
1.
I'm down to 3 wounds. Keep it up, Josh. You can do it. You can kill a lictor.
Culverin. I don't know why I did this.
5s to hit. Oh, they got a hit. Look at that.
3s to wound.
Okay. Oh, no. You want to spend your last command point on a reroll? You've already invested 2. Like, why not go all in?
There's plenty of reason not to go all in.
Why are you sad? I still think you're going to win.
I made bad choices with this. The bolt launcher.
I'm sorry, this is funny.
5s.
Hey, 3 more. I could kill him.
Strength 5.
I'm sorry, am I being patronizing? I think I am. 3s to wound. Oh, golly. I'm sorry. Oof. I'll spend the command point for the +1. So I need an 8-inch charge. Hey, I didn't even need the +1. What a waste. All right, I'm in.
What a waste indeed.
Yeah, we both wasted command points there. Charge, need 9 inches. I get to reroll. Failed. Failed. Next one. Failed. Oh, come on. I need a couple more in there. Failed. Come on. I need to take the objective. Next one. Failed. Passed. All right. We got our 2. Let's get a third. Ah. Ah. Passed. All right. Look at that. Make sure he touches 2. You're not going anywhere. End of the charge phase. Do you want to spend a command point to charge?
It's 3 command points.
Oh, go.
If I wanted to charge.
Okay, they're going to blow up. Boom, boom, boom. As long as I don't roll triple one of your guys is going to die. That's 3 mortal wounds. So it kills the one, does 2 wounds to the next. Well, now the roadblock is gone. Fight phase. My Broodlord charged, so he gets to go first. Broodlord has 6 attacks, hitting on 2s. I'm not going to reroll. I need 5s to wound, and he gets to reroll them because that's just the rule for the monstrous rending claws. And if they roll, so normally there's our -3 D3 damage, but if they roll 6s, they become -6, which you don't care about.
Yeah.
But flat 3 damage, which you do care about. So 5s, looking for 6s. We got nothing. You got a 3-up invul on this guy too, so I need to get a few of these through. Only 1. All right, don't biff your 3-up invul and you're fine. Hey! That was bad,
Huzzah!
Matthew. Bad, Matthew. That was horrible rolling. Sorry, we forgot. These 3 spore mines blew up into these bikes.
Yes.
2 mortal wounds. Finally rolled a 1 for them. I think that was my first 1 for the spore mines. So it doesn't kill one. Like it's on average not going to. It's on average going to do 3 mortal wounds. But there you go. Josh isn't going to interrupt anything, so I've got 3 lictors. I'll just do them at the same time. You can see how bad they are. 2s to hit. That's not the bad part. Now look at that. They are strength 6, -1 AP, 2 damage apiece. Your toughness 8.
T8.
So 5s to wound. 3 wounds. So 3-up saves. Oh, 2 get through. That's 4 damage.
Okay, he ignores on 6s.
2 damage. Yikes. So he's down to 12 wounds. He's fine. So now it's since it's my turn, you get to pick who fights next.
We'll have the unit of bikes go, and I'm going to put all of my... No, I don't want to do that. Oh, actually, this is a weird little conundrum. You got 4 wounds left on him, eh?
Yeah, so he's still at a 5-up weapon skill and strength 6. So you do 1 wound to him, and he's down to 6-up weapon skill.
I'll
and
attack
strength
with
5.
the unit of Custodian Guard into him to try to kill him.
Okay.
The spear first, hitting on 2s.
There's no negatives here. You roll because you're captain. And then 5s to wound.
Yes.
And not re-rolling, correct?
Not rerolling. So this is where I should have saved my command points for.
You do have 1 command point.
No, I could have popped a strat that gave me +1 a wound.
I see. So that is nothing. And then your other one?
He's at a Misericordia on him, so I'm just going to swing with that, get that out of the way. It hits. It wounds, -2.
So
1 damage.
4-up invul. Yay, made it finally.
Okay.
The sword. Choose to hit, reroll 1s.
5s to wound.
2 of them. 4-up invul, how much damage?
D3.
Well, you might kill him with this if you roll average. And you do. 4 damage. He dies. He has no exploding or lashing out kind of thing. So he just straight up dies. You know what, though? I'm pretty happy with how he performed. Do they want to consolidate into the Moloch?
No, they're just going to hang out.
No, come on. Come on. He's murderous size scything talents. You know what? We're going to do something that'll hopefully humiliate you. All right? Because I'm all about that. 2 zone throws into your captain.
Yep.
It would be pretty bad if they killed him.
It'd be pretty funny.
It's 4s and 5s, and you get a 2-up save,
Yep.
and then a 5-up to ignore.
Yep.
I'm not even going to calculate the odds of me making this, because, hey, well, we got past the first hurdle. Josh is actually making a look on his face where he's like, is this actually going to happen?
I don't want to lose a wound to this.
5s to wound. No, okay, we're good.
We're going to go bikes into the zone thropes there.
All right.
The lances on 3s.
Yeah, because you're still Horrocks, or Horward. Reroll 1s of them. Ah, it didn't matter.
Should be 3s to wound you.
3-up invulnerable saves. Well, 4 get through. 1 at a time. 1 at a time. D3 damage. Okay, you killed the first one. Wait. 1. Keep going.
I'm thinking if I want command point.
Oh, come on.
Sir.
You got 2 more to go. I don't know why you pulled the dice away.
Did I?
Oh, no, there's only 4. You're right.
Yeah.
My bad. So you don't kill the second one unless you command point reroll that last one. And then maybe you still don't kill it.
No, that's okay.
All right. So kill 1, and you injured, the next down to 1.
Oh,
You know what?
Misericordias, that's what it is.
You know what? No, hold on. Before you decide what to do, I'm going to kill this one. I don't want to be locked in combat. Oh, wait, no, I do. Because then you can't go away and do other damage. It's your turn next, not my turn.
Remember the scene from The Grinch Stole Christmas, the big smile? Like, as soon as you're like, I don't want to be locked in combat, I'm just like, I'm going to tell him that's why it's a bad idea, but...
But you still got your little Misericordia.
Yes.
Reroll the 1. Oh, they both hit.
Winning on 3s.
No. No, sir. I have nothing else to fight with.
What's the Broodlord's invuln save?
4 up invuln. Oh, wait. No. 5 up invuln, and then he has 5 up to ignore wounds.
I think I'm still going to stab him.
Okay.
2s to hit.
Bring it. Do better.
It's been brought. You should be...
What's your strength?
6. 3s to wound.
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't hear the beep, so I didn't know if you were recording.
Oh, I'm recording. So, AP damage?
-3, D3.
Okay. 5 up invulnerable. I made 1. I'm going to reroll 1 with my last command point. I made 1. 2d3 damage.
How many wounds does he got?
6. This shouldn't kill him, but it could. That's 4. Ouch. Well, fine, I didn't kill you.
Misericordia as well.
Oh, right. Well, then maybe there was a point to reroll.
There could have been, but I don't want to waste the command point on that yet.
Ah, I didn't do any damage. And lastly, your Dreadnought.
Yep, he's going to try to step on that one lictor. Hits on 2s.
3s, but you're fine. My
Oh, it's minus 1 to hit
my
combat
skin
as
is, my chameleonic skin is always minus 1 to hit.
Right there.
He's still camouflaged. You can't quite see me.
2s to wound, I believe.
Strength 8, yes. No AP?
No AP.
Well, I got a 5 up save as long as I make 2 of these. I'm alive! I'm alive! Well, isn't that annoying?
A little bit.
That is it. If I had 3 command points, I would fight again with my Broodlord. But I don't, so I won't. I have 0 command points, by the way, and Josh has 1. So at the end of my turn, what do I get? I've got Linebreaker, so that's 4 points. And I got 3 points for mentally interrogating you again.
You did.
So what does that bring our score up to there, Josh?
I'm bad at math. That's the answer for now. 12.
I see
So you should be at
15 for me. And how many for you?
I'm at 19.
19. So at the end of round 2, the score is 19 to 15. Oh, and before we continue, Josh actually had 3 more points because he killed the psyker.
I did.
So the score is actually 22 to 15. So your command phase, you control 2 objectives.
Yes.
And not more than me, though. I control 2 as well because I got 3 guys on that.
You've got the lictors there.
Yes,
That, yeah.
and so that's 10 points plus 4 for the vital objective. So 14 points right there. It's the movement. You don't have to measure, man. Just stay an inch away. Stay an inch away.
Do you want to go get the wedge and check?
No, I just know it's a 6-inch charge. Because I had to be more than... Oh, wait, no. If I had to be just out of 3 inches, and you were just out of 9 inches, then you could move 2 inches. Yeah, it'll be a 7-inch charge. Because you can only move 2 inches, right?
Boo. Yeah.
But then you could use those 2 inches to move slightly within 7 inches. Yeah, it's a 6-inch charge.
I'm literally just trusting you at this point.
Well, if you placed your guys...
Oh, don't teach me math!
If you place them just outside of 9 inches, which you would have, so you can get a 9-inch charge, right? And then I place my guys just more than 3 inches away from you. You have to stay just more than 1 inch away from me. So that allows you to move 2 inches. And you were 9.01, and I'm just like 3.01 away from you, which means you could move 2.01, which makes you exactly 7 inches away. So basically it works out that you'd be exactly 7 inches away from me, allowing you to do a 6-inch charge.
This is the exact same as when I ask Luca what the current score of the game is, and he refuses to tell me and just recounts the entire game.
Yeah, well, I thought that you could use the education. Come up and kill my Ripper Swarms.
I will!
If only you chose attrition, eh?
I always choose
it's
attrition.
boring. It's boring. I get it. You're like, oh, look, I'm an elite army. I will choose attrition
Attrition.
and first blood. Whoa! Oh, and I can't do both of those.
So
Whatever.
original.
Want to come back and get my 3 Ripper Swarms?
I'll go over here and get the 3 Ripper Swarms.
Oh, you fell for my trap.
Did I?
I don't know. I didn't know what to do with them, so I just put them there. Oh, leave my Moloch alone.
You literally just off camera said, come get my Moloch.
You know, you have no proof of that.
I think that's it for movement. Let's go shooting with the Terminators. And I'm still determined to put the shots
you're going to
over
split
there.
fire. You're not going to kill a spore mine if you split fire.
The spore mine just blows up at the start or the end of my...
Charge phase.
It's at the end of the charge phase, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to put the Mastercrafted bolters into these guys.
Oh, you were
and
actually not going to
grenade
fire at the spore mine
launchers.
at all?
For whatever reason, I thought it was... I
Okay.
forgot when he blew up.
Well, then I'm glad I said something.
Yes.
I don't want you to forget and be like, oh, if I knew that, I would have shot at him. So who's shooting at the spore mine?
All three of them are going to shoot their grenade launchers at him because I really want him to die.
And then what about their other weapons?
The Mastercrafted bolters going into the 2 biovores.
Got it. Okay. Great.
So these are the D3 with the grenade launchers.
Yeah, well, that's five shots. 4 or 5. 5 shots.
2s.
Yeah. Dim 2s to wound. No problem, man. Just don't roll 5 1s. You got him. Congratulations.
Thank you. Mastercrafted bolters on 2s. Good start. 4s to wound. 2.
-1. I'm in cover, so 4 up. I'm fine. Double 6.
Let's go over here. We're going to fire the Mastercrafted... We're going to fire everything. We'll just start with the Mastercrafted bolters. So the Mastercrafted bolters on 2s.
Oh, good thing.
And then should be 3s.
Is that all your shots?
No, because I've got the...
Okay,
pistol
so these are
shots.
-1, 2 damage?
-1, 2 damage, correct.
Well, I'll put this on the ones in cover. So I'll have a 6 up save. He killed one.
Then the pistol shots. Okay. And then 3s to wound. No AP.
The one in cover, 5 up. 1 wound. So it killed one, injured the next.
Okay, so I'm going to put the bolt launcher into this one,
Oh, you're splitting 5.
and then the rest of the weapons into him.
Rookie mistake, man.
Bolt launcher first on 3s.
Okay.
Then 3s to wound, because strength 5.
AP?
-1.
Oh, I got a 6 up save. Double 6, you ready? If I had a command point, I'd use it here. Oh, never mind, I wouldn't. He died. You got 1 lictor. If you kill 1 more, you'll prevent me from getting 5 more points.
The Accelerator Culverin.
3s to hit, because it's heavy weapon. And I'm -1. So it's actually -2, but, you know,
3s to wound.
rules. Nothing. Nothing. Nada. Thinking of re-rolling that?
I just want to deny you points.
Is there a fly on the ceiling?
Yeah,
You re-rolling?
somewhere? Yeah.
Oh, yes! I ate a command point. What's the AP on that one?
-3.
Oh.
2 damage.
Okay, I have 2 wounds left on that one then.
Then the Storm Cannon's burst profile. Okay.
They all hit. Watch you to overkill it now.
I know. 3s to wound.
What strength is it?
It's
What's
strength
5?
7.
That's, oh no, it's 7. Okay, never mind. AP?
-2.
All right, you killed him. You actually killed him with that.
Yeah.
Just so you know, you didn't have to spend that command point for the reroll.
I felt good about it.
Well, you didn't need to. It was a waste.
I feel bad about it, okay?
I'll pull this one off.
Let's go here. We're going to shoot... I'm going to just combine all their shooting into him because they're not shooting anything else.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to start with the Mastercrafted bolter.
Good thing the captain's watching.
Okay, good. 5s to wound, though. -1, 2 damage.
Well, I got a 4 up save against that. And that's it. 2 damage.
Pistol shots.
Oh, captain's watching.
Ah!
Oh, thank goodness. Whew, that was
4s
almost
to wound.
embarrassing.
Or sorry, 5s to wound. 1 more.
AP?
Nothing.
Well, it didn't matter. 1 damage?
Yes.
So I'm down to 9 wounds. Is the captain going to go?
That was all of them together.
Oh, okay. 9 wounds left.
I'll try to light up the Ripper Swarms right in front of me there.
All right. He wants to fire at the Neuro Throw, but he's got to look out for 3 Ripper Swords.
2s to hit.
Did we say what you're shooting at?
I mean, I said it a couple times. I just don't know if you have the camera on. This is the bikes at those Rippers.
Bikes and the Ripper Swords. I don't remember. We talked for a while. 3s to wound. This might be a little overkill, but there's no kill
I
like
should have
overkill.
maybe split this up.
Or maybe not. Yeah, no. We'll see. So 20 of them went through, but 1 of them is in cover. 5 up save. All right, he's dead. And then the rest of them die too. You never know. I could have just like kept rolling
It's
5.
100% true, man.
Yeah. Charge phase.
We'll start with the Terminators. I think to be able to get to where I want to get, I got to declare both.
Okay.
So I shall declare both.
All right. So that might actually be a longer charge, but just
Might
roll high.
make
We don't
a
have to
7,
measure it.
Yeah.
8. You're good. We don't have to measure.
Huzzah.
Come on in. Look, you're finally making it.
I finally made it, man.
Yay!
Bikes will charge the Neurothrope.
Okay. I don't know, that's 7-inch maybe? Maybe
6 or 7.
Oh, not a 3. Do they get to reroll their charges?
They don't.
You have 1 command point remaining.
I'm gonna spend it on this.
Well, you might as well. Why not? You get the objective, there's tons of points. Well, no. No, that's not gonna do it. Yeah, no, it was a 7-inch charge. So,
Well,
these guys are gonna charge.
you want me to roll it?
You don't, unless you want to move more than 2 inches, you don't need to. There's no way you can fail this charge, unless there's some positioning shenanigans you want to do.
No. It was on him, right? Yeah.
Yeah, on the middle guy.
I'll just go here first. We'll
Kill the
start with
Moloch
my-
first?
Yeah. My captain on foot, whose stats I embarrassingly don't know.
You notice that his scything talons seem to be extra sharp and a little bigger than normal Molochs. It makes you worry for a moment. We better kill this guy before he slaughters the rest of us. They're adamantine tipped.
See, actually, I should have popped the +1 wound strat here.
You can't. You have no command points.
I know, that's what I should have saved the command point for.
But then you would. Oh, you already failed the charge, anyways. But whatever. But
Yup.
But you might have made the charge.
That's fair.
Like it was a pretty good chance.
Okay, so 2 to hit.
Captain's
Tell
watching
himself
himself.
to do better.
You could do better.
There's
than
other
this.
guys watching.
This is embarrassing.
Yeah,
Yeah, he should get to reroll ones if there's somebody else nearby watching him.
Right. So 5s to wound.
Not bad. AP damage.
It's AP minus 3d3.
6 up. All right, you did it.
I did a thing.
Woo! 6 damage. He's down to 3. I hope he dies and explodes in your face. And the little guys.
You just start with the spear. He hits.
You're good.
You're T7 at least, right?
6.
Okay. Force to wound.
2 of them. AP damage.
Minus 3d3.
All right, he might not be dead if you don't roll. He's dead. Okay. On a 6, he lashes out in frustration that he never got to use his murderously sized scything talons. No, he just whimpers and falls quietly to the ground. Swinging on over to the Terminators.
I think we're just gonna...
Just want to kill the Biovores.
Jeez. How many wounds are Ripper bases?
3. Biovores are 4.
You know what? These guys are going to declare all of their attacks into the Ripper bases. He's going to declare into the Biovore.
Fine.
Okay, so these axes are hitting on 2s.
No captain to tell you to do better.
No.
Toughness 3.
They're strength 8.
A little overkill, maybe? Yeah, how much damage? I'm assuming they have AP 1 at least.
Castellan axes are minus 2d3.
Okay, 1 at a time. 3 wounds each. Nope. Nope. All right, just put the next one there. That's 1 dead. Come on, you can do it. Yes, and the last two you can roll together. Yes. Oh, barely.
What heroes?
That was embarrassing. And then the other guy into the Biovores.
To those Biovores. Okay, hit with everything. Should we still wounding on 2s? Plus your T5?
Toughness 4. 4 wounds. AP and damage?
The same as the last time.
I don't remember.
Neither do I. That's why I was saying that.
Is it minus 3 AP?
Minus 2d3.
Okay, I got my saves then. 6 up save. Nope. Can do these 2 at a time. I've got 4 wounds. You killed 1. You killed 2. You're not coming towards my objective though.
I got a Misercordia. He hits. He wounds. Minus 2/1 damage.
No.
Okay.
Well, I get to pick next. Broodlord!
Yeah.
Trying again. Like, come on. 2 full rounds, he can do 2 damage, right? 2s to hit. Oh, come on with the 1s. 5s to wound, re-rolling. That's more like it. Those are 6s. Well, okay. So these will just straight up kill them. They're 3 damage apiece. Well, unless you roll, you're ignoring. So you got... And then this is D3 damage. So 3 up invulns. 1 gets through. Why don't you roll the other 3 up and I'll tell you how much damage it is. Okay, so you take 3 plus 3. 6 damage. Can you ignore 5 out of 6 of those and 5s? I got him!
Yep.
Woo!
Oh.
Wow. That felt good.
See, now, the regular build for him would have been that he would have got a free armor reroll every single player phase.
Armor or invuln?
Sorry, saving throw. So either armor
That
or
could have been
invuln.
very useful.
Yeah, it would. It's 2 command points at the beginning, so I decided not to, but maybe I should have. So technically, you didn't kill that one captain I talked about people never killing.
Yeah, whatever. I killed a captain.
Killed a lesser version of him.
Yeah. Good enough for me. I'm going to consolidate a little bit. Not enough to... They haven't gone yet, right?
Nope.
Oh, back up.
Come on in!
No.
I will do these 2 bikes, so I will
They're
go
still
ahead.
horrid, so -1 to hit.
I'm going to start with the Misericordias.
They have 1 wound left to one of the zone
They
tropes.
are... Yeah.
-1
They're
hit.
both going into that 1 squad. All the lances are going to go... Should I split them? No, everything's going into that squad.
Yeah,
Misericordias. They hit. 1 wounds.
3 up. You did not kill the guy with 1 wound.
Then the spears on 3s.
Oh, 1s and 2s fail. You close
Sad.
enough to that captain for a reroll?
6
No, he moved away. He moved away from you. Let's just want to point that out.
3s.
4 of them. These are D3 damage each, right?
Correct.
Well, you only get to do 1 damage and finish off the 1. I got 1 little lictor there. He's going to try to scratch some paint off of that dreadnought. 2s. 5s. Hey, 2 of them. -1, 2 damage each. Hey, 4 damage. Do you ignore any of it on, what, 6s?
Yep.
3 damage. You're down to 9. Not enough to bracket you yet, but sure enough to kind of humiliate him. You can punch me back?
Yep. 2s.
Okay, and 2s.
2s.
All right, if I fail all these 5-up saves, you got him. Oh, come on. Really? To survive for 1 per
Who's
turn.
embarrassed now?
2 more lictors are coming in to help out his buddy. Watch out, though. My Biovore is going to kick you with his hind legs. Some reason Biovores have 2 attacks. I don't know why. If I had to pay, if any of the points of the Biovores goes into those is because of those 2 attacks, please just remove both of those attacks. I don't know, 5s to wound? Your toughness 5 probably?
They're T5, yeah.
Okay, you're fine. And then 3 zone thropes into your bikes. 4s, 5s. Hey, you got 1. What do you got? A 2-up or 3-up? Oh, good thing. That would have been really bad. Well, you killed a lot, and yet there's still a look on Josh's face this entire time that speaks of pain.
It's taking forever.
Well, did you get any points other than the ones we got at the beginning?
You
You didn't kill any more psykers.
I didn't kill any characters.
Nope.
Yeah, so nope.
No? So what's the score?
I think it's 22 to 15.
No, you just got like 14 points at the beginning of this
I
round.
forgot to add those.
36 to 15, folks, as we go into Tyranids turn 3. First things first, I heal. 1 point here, 1 point here. That's it. As I go to heal 1 over here, I remember we forgot a morale check over here. So they lost 1, bravery, or leadership 4. Hey, they stayed and healed. Beginning my turn, I'm holding 1 objective, or end of my command phase, more importantly. So that's 5 points right there, the end. I do have, I think it's the end of my turn I have to have line breaker, but I'm going to have it. So you can just mark down 4 points for line breaker too if you like.
Indeed.
Biovore will fall back. There's really no point in staying there. Make sure I'm more than 3 inches away so you can't do any... Oh, you don't have any command points left. Anyways.
I don't have any command points.
So I'm going to stay just outside of an inch just to kind of do some blocking. Neurothrope will come around this way just to make sure they're the closest. Broodlord is going to move up to here. Where does he want to be closest if he's going to smite? I think we want to focus smites on the bikes. Because the other ones are out in the open, I can shoot spore mines at them. Lictors are both going to move right here, just outside of an inch. I'm going to have a squad of Ripper Swarms burrow out of the ground back here. I'll check their measurements. Let's do a mental interrogation in the psychic phase with the Neurothrope here. Warp charge 4. I get it with an 11. Obviously, you don't want to use your 1 deny for that because I rolled an 11.
Nope, you can have that.
Okay. So 3 points. By the way, he's within 18 inches of that captain. That's why I can do it. Yeah, I don't want to kill both your characters yet. I got to keep your other captain alive. Just got to get you off that objective, which I think I can do. We're going to do a bunch of smites now. We'll start with the one that knows the horror. Needs a 5 to smite. Reroll 1s. So you want to try to deny that with your 1 deny?
Yeah, we'll try that.
You might as well. That's the easiest one you're going to get.
That's what I was thinking.
You made it. Okay. And then I'm going to the horror again. The guys are right there. And I get it because it's a 6. Second zone thrope will smite. Needs a 6. I reroll 1s. And I get a 9. So D3 mortal wounds to them. 2, which you ignore on 6s. Yes, we killed the bike.
You do.
Well, slowly but surely, we're whittling away. They also know Catalyst, which they make. I'll put back on the Broodlord, just in case somehow it lets them survive. You know, actually, no, the Broodlord gets +1. Narrowthroat rerolls 1, so let's do the Narrowthroat. I need a 7 now for Smite. I got it, and you have no way to stop that.
No, I
So
don't.
D3 mortal wounds to that bike. Ooh, healthy 2. And you don't ignore them, so you're down to 2 wounds on that bike. And that Neurothrope knows something else that won't be of use because I already have done it. Broodlord will smite, needs an 8, gets a +1. I actually haven't used my reroll at all this game. I get once per psychic phase reroll to psychic tests for my High Fleet adaptation.
Cool.
I've always made them, or like I could have rolled that 5 and got higher, but no, he failed. That's a 7. It's a 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I needed an 8. So that's a fail. I could have finished off that one guy. That's kind of a big deal. He also knows the horror, so there's nothing else I can really do. Shooting phase. I got 2 Biovores I can fire. Oh, I'd love to focus down that bike that has 2 wounds left, but that's not going to happen because, well, he's still there. I could shoot there or there. Even your Dreadnought I could take some pot shots at. The Spore Mines won't help hold the objective, but I could do some mortal wounds to try to just hurt it. Or I could fire at your Captain or them. Let's... this is a hard choice. This is too many things. I gotta focus. So I need to take you off an objective, so let's focus on that. Those guys. So we're looking at 5s to hit. 1 hits. Doing 3 mortal wounds. So it kills 1, takes the other one down to 1 wound.
Okay.
And I will drop a Spore Mine. It has to be more than 3 inches away from everything. So I think I'll just kind of put it right here. It can be annoying later. Flesh hooks. 4s to hit. 5s to wound. 1 wound. No AP. So 2 up save. You're fine. Charge, charge. You can't overwatch. You have no command points. Oh, you're...
Yeah, declare and...
I think I need to do both. I need to take you off that objective so you only get 5 points instead of 10. How many hit points does the captain have?
On foot? 6, I believe.
Not 7.
I'll
6.
check.
7 is a huge difference from 6 because of
I'm
the way my
almost
weapon works.
guarantee you that it's 6.
Your objective secured though on that captain. That's the hard part.
He's 6.
6. All right. Well, I'm gonna charge both of them then.
Okay.
I'm in. Yeah.
So bring me those victory points.
Yeah. The problem is if I kill your character, I can no longer mentally interrogate you.
It's true.
But if I kill him, I also deny you 5 victory points. So do I want 3 more victory points? Maybe 6, or do I want to deny you 5?
Because you're talking about you gotta kill them both to deny me the points.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I know that.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Josh gave me the idea in jest to charge in here. I think it might be worth it. Charge. Okay, maybe you're going to eat those words. The Ripper Swarms are going to try to charge too. They fail. I have a command point. No. No.
If the
So, fight phase. Yeah, fight phase. Okay, Broodlord first. This is the sad one because I know it's going to fail. We're going to put 1 attack into the 1 wound remaining. You got a 3-up invuln on him or 4?
he's got a 3-up invuln.
How come he has a 3-up invuln?
So the way that Storm Shields work now is that you have a 4-up invuln +1 to your saves. The
Yeah.
Custody rule is that if you're Custodes detachment, you get +1 to your invuln to a maximum of 3-up.
So you have a 1-up, 3-up?
Yes.
Yuck.
They're technically the only ones that got like a straight boost with the rules.
Okay, well, I got to look at it this way. I've got to do, yeah, you know what, 2 on him, 4 on him. I might kill neither of them, but that's what I got to do.
I thought I heard somebody knock.
Nobody knocked. You want to check?
Yeah, I do.
Nope.
Dang it. Somebody knocked.
Nobody knocked, man. Let's get over
Yeah,
it.
I'm starting to lose it.
2s to hit your little guy. Okay, they both hit. Oh, save the 6s for the wounds, man. Toughness, 5.
T5.
So 4s to wound, re-rolling. Good. Give me another 6. Actually, I don't need the 6 in this case. That was, can we just say that was on your captain?
Nope.
I'll even give up the other 2 attacks.
That's okay.
All right. 3-up invulns. Whoa, see? Can't we say it was on your captain?
Let me just get rid of him.
All right, on to the captain. 2s to hit. Okay. Woo! He's toughness 5 as well, or is he toughness 6?
He's T5 as well.
Okay, so 4s to wound. Wait. I think it's 3s to wound. No, he's only straight 5.
My heart hurt for a second there.
That's okay, I'd rather re-roll, try to get 6s. Oh, there we go. So they're all, this is -6 AP, some ridiculous thing like that.
Yep.
-3. They're all going to be 3-up invulns, but these are 3 damage, and these are D3. He's dead! Unless you have an ignore wounds mechanic on him. I killed him! How did that happen? I killed 2 captains.
Unlikely.
That was incredibly unlikely. I got the objective! I will consolidate into cover. He's like, what? What's going on here? Hug a tree, hug a tree. You'll be all right.
I'm so disappointed.
No kidding. Okay, 2 lictors. Technically could kill that big guy, but not likely.
I don't think I passed an armor save on him yet, so.
2s to hit. All right, and 5s to wound, -1, 2 damage. No, we got 3 of them. I'll take it. Not going to kill you, but you know. Sorry, what are we doing here? 3-up saves?
3-up saves.
Oh, you're fine. Neurothrope gets to attack next. Neurothrope only has 1 attack. Why did I hit? Oh, come on. This is dumb. Oh, wait. You have a 2-up save, right?
Save.
Oh, okay. All right. Jeez, make me roll those dice. Okay, you get to pick who goes next.
I guess we're going to have the bite go into the single zone thrope.
Single zone thrope with 3 wounds. I can't believe this is working. I'm sorry. This is just...
The custodian's rolls are starting to come out.
Yeah.
I'm being punished for all the command points I wasted on him.
Yeah, okay. And your Misericordia or whatever?
Yep.
It's a hit. Oh, all right. Okay. I'll do all my zone throws into him because I'm
the
done.
order doesn't matter much anymore.
He could die for this, but unlikely. 4s to hit. 5s to wound. There's 1 wound, no AP. You get a 2-up save, which of course you will make. Want to try to kill my Neurothrope?
I'm just going to do this because I'm here. And I picked up the right amount of dice for it.
Okay, so 4 attacks. 3s to hit, by the way. It's -1. So you're not killing one. 2s to wound with a 5-up save. Wow. Now they get it. 1's down to 3. I'll make it him. They're both within 3 inches, but you know. Now, this is actually kind of the big deal. If you kill him, that really frees you up to do a lot of carnage.
Yeah, I really do actually need to kill him, all joking aside.
No, I'm serious. I know you're serious. I got 1 command point to help with an invuln reroll, and you've got no command points, so this is just dice.
2s.
There's 2s to hit at least, only 1 miss. 3s to wound, and these are D3 damage each.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. So that's 8 wounds. 3-up invulns, this is where we do it. Do I just biff it and you're done? I'm not going to waste a reroll. Wait, well...
How many wounds did you get?
5, I think. Yeah, I got 5 wounds. If I made one of these, you got 3d3. On average, he's dead. So I'm not going to waste a command point. You got
Okay.
him. That's worth 5 victory points to you, by the way. What do you roll?
I get the Misericordias as well.
But no, he's dead.
They're D3 damage each.
Oh, okay, fine. Roll a 4. Yeah, he's dead. I guess there's a chance that you roll a...
There's always a chance, man.
Okay, well, that was the throwaway. Gave you 5 victory points for free.
I think they gave me 8.
Because assassinate, right.
Yeah.
End of fight phase. That's it. No morale, really, because you're too high and I just ignore it.
It's true.
Because I am Tyranids. So at the end of my turn, I'm actually controlling 3 objectives right now. Not for long, but, you know, it's something. But that doesn't get me any points. So what's the score now?
27.
2?
36.
Yeah, you're still far ahead. I'm slowing you down, but you're going to start killing more psykers and get tons of points all of a sudden.
It's true.
Go into Adeptus Custodes turn 4. Command phase, you get 5 points for that objective, plus 2 for it being a vital objective.
See, you said your funeral. I didn't know why, but that spore mine is why. I was thinking about jumping the custody bike back.
Well, you could always jump it like way over there and have done that objective.
Well, then you're heroically intervening.
Yeah. So do you want to take the possible killing amount of mortal wounds? Oh, yeah, you can do both.
Yeah, I should be able to do this.
I have no trick to heroically intervene 6.
See you later.
Yeah, I couldn't block your move with just 1 Biovore. Come on in. Finish me off. It was fun while it lasted. I got to mess you up pretty bad.
You did pretty good, all things considered, man.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with how this is going. I'm learning some interesting tactics for the Tyranids. It's more like annoying tactics, but tactics nonetheless.
It's true.
Still want to do an all spore mine list.
That could be fun. Dreadnought's going to go. He's going to put just the bolt launcher into him, the rest of the guns into the fresh one.
All right. -1 to hit.
Bolt launcher. Yeah, it's -1 anyways.
That's right.
It's going to be 3s. Oh no.
You didn't kill him.
3s. -1.
6-up saves. Doesn't matter. I've got 2 wounds left. But if you kill the other one, at least it stops me from holding the objective.
Right. The Accelerator Culverin on 3s. And then 3s.
This is AP.
AP, like 3.
Okay, damage.
2.
You got him. He died.
These guys are going to shoot these Rippers. We'll do the pistols first. Okay, they all hit. 3s to wound. 3 wounding hits. No AP.
I'll do the one in cover. So 2 damage so far, so one of them has 1 wound left.
Yep, and then we'll do the...
Mastercrafted.
Yep. 2s, they all hit.
And 3s.
-1.
AP -1. So 6 up. And then it kills the other one too.
Over here, they're going to pop the Blood Games veterans to shoot at your Neurothrope. Doesn't have protection right now, does
No,
it?
there's no unit with 3 in it. So what does that do?
That's the 6s to hit are...
Auto wounding?
Auto wounding. Mucho dice.
36 shots hitting on 2s. Only 4 6s, so. Ew.
Yeah, it's pretty...
13 of them. 3 up in bones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got them. Boom. That's another 5. So you've just maxed out on your psychic killing. Abhor the witch ones. Oh, never mind. The other one is Maliceptor, so you're up to 12 points at that.
Custodians are going to go ahead and actually, we're going to shoot them... I want to kill all this stuff. We'll put all the shots into these Biowars. D3 grenades per.
Ooh, not bad. 6.
Over 2s, 4s.
Hey.
Nothing.
Okay.
Mastercrafted bolters. 2
of
wound
them?
hits.
AP -1, 2
-1,
damage.
yeah.
So 4 up because I'm in cover. You killed one. But you got him. Charge.
Bikes are going to go. I'm going to declare the charge on the Zoanthropes.
You made it.
And how?
You finally killed those Zoanthropes.
I'll finally get to kill these Zoanthropes, yeah.
And your Terminators? What's their target?
Let's say I will declare... I don't know, this is kind of weird now. Because that one random Biovore. Let's declare the Rippers and that Biovore. Distance.
Nope.
Okay, just stand there, guys.
Bikes will try to murder the Zoanthropes.
2s to hit. Should be 3s to wound with a reroll.
Ooh, barely needed it. 3 up invulns. 4 get through.
First
One
one?
at a time. All right, you've killed both of them because the other 3 will kill them. Now you've maxed out your Abhor the Witch. You're up to 15 points now. My Lictor will attack your Dreadnought, I guess. 2s and 5s. Nothing.
Dreadnought will attack the Lictor then.
3s. There's a chameleonic skin. And 2s. 2 wounds. I think that's all I had left.
That is.
Yeah, you got him. Well, I think it's safe for me to call it at this point. We're at the end of turn... No, we're at the beginning. You've done your turn 4. I haven't done my turn 4.
Right.
You have taken every objective from me except one. You didn't manage to grab this one because you didn't charge. So I would get the 5 points for that one. And that's it. You're like up to 50 some odd points.
See, I just hit 61.
61 and I'm at 27. I'll be up to 32. I could mentally interrogate... No, I can't mentally interrogate you anymore. I'll get my line breaker for 4 more points.
Yep.
And let's say I get 4 more points at the end for holding line breaker for the last turn as well, but that's it. There's really nothing else for me to do. I could take some fun pot shots. You know what, let's just smite. I smote you. 2 mortal wounds. He died. Yay, I killed that bike. You know what, that's actually kind of cool. Not that this makes it worth continuing. No. And these ones will float over there and explode, doing 1 mortal wound. I'll fire both the Biovores at them as well. 1 hits, doing 1 mortal wound, killing that bike right there. So it's not like I'm not doing damage. It's just not enough.
You didn't do the damage
Early enough, yes. That first round of Psychic where I just kind of, it wasn't horrible, but it just wasn't great either. Yeah, so I'll definitely call it at this point, and that'll be declared as an Adeptus Custodes victory!
I don't feel like a victor. I kind of am, but I kind of... There was a couple, yeah.
Well, we'll talk in the post-game show. Let's talk, Josh. Do you feel like a winner?
I don't feel like a winner.
Do you feel like a winner?
I made some poor choices. Like, they weren't the worst choices in the world.
That was a lot of new information, though. It's like, oh yeah, this is easy. I'll do this. And all of a sudden, pop, 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 spore mines in front of me. You're like, what do I do with those?
Oh yeah, what am I supposed to do with this? Like,
There's a bunch of one-man squads with 1 wound each, with toughness 1, with no save.
right.
What on earth do I put into that?
Well, like, I had. It's like, am I gonna allocate? I could kill them easily, but like, I needed to shoot at other stuff, especially that early on.
Yeah, the
I'm not
Zoanthropes
gonna go
especially,
one
because
for
they
one.
tank for a very long time.
They're super tanky units. Yeah.
Yeah, just because that 3-up invuln. And 3 wounds each. I like that they're 3 wounds now. They used to be 2, so.
Right.
You didn't see them survive nearly as long before.
No. Looking at the Shield Captain build, I probably should have used this game to try one of the other Captain Commander builds, other than just 2 extra wounds.
Well, the 2 extra wounds kept him alive.
It did, but I mean, that's like what I typically do, but I can give him all sorts of other crazy different things. But typically, his job isn't to kill, it's just to tank.
Right.
And the one thing he can't tank as effectively is mortal wounds. Because normally 2 command points, Victor of the Blood Games, he'd be re-rolling his invulner armor save free once per player turn,
Right.
which gives him a huge amount of survivability.
Well,
So-
so that's like for 2 command points is essentially you getting how many rerolls throughout the game.
Lots. Because
Usually more
as
than
soon as you
2.
play him aggressive, it's going to be more than 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, deciding to go with the Dread Host kind of was fun because that gave me the ability to do the 3d6 charge, even though it didn't work. The way that stratagem works is that you can spend 1 command point for 1 unit that teleported in, or you can spend 2 command points for 3 units. That's when it's more worth it. And that affects units that you both paid to put them in a teleportarium, as well as Terminators, which I only have 1 unit of Terminators, so when I get my other 6 Forge rolled ones, that could make more sense to play Dread Host. Because usually I'd be Shadow Keepers. Their stratagem is -1 strength to attacks coming in, which is cool, but doesn't affect mortal wounds anyways. So it was a chance to try something a little, like, slightly different. But yeah.
It was an interesting build for the Tyranids. I don't think it was, like, I still stand by the fact that I don't think it was a very good build. Because you can see that the one army who was terrified of mortal wounds walked away from it. Sure, you took a lot of damage, but who cares? You racked up, you held the objectives, I couldn't take them from you. And you left 1 Dreadnought in your back lines, and I couldn't take it out with 5 lictors. Like, that just shows you the...
Well, it's like a 300-point Dreadnought.
I know, but 5 lictors, it wouldn't matter. He could have been something not as powerful as that. And
Sure.
he still... Like, he could have been toughness 7 instead of 8. No difference to the lictors. He has 9 wounds remaining. Like, I took 5 wounds off of him.
And I rolled atrociously. Like, I
you rolled his armor saves really
none
bad.
of my saves.
So, I don't think this was a great list. It does make me want to try certain things, like drop all the psychic, spam a brigade where the elites are all lictors, the fast attack are maxed out spore mines, and maybe mucolids as well. Mucolids are cheaper because it's just you pay for 1 of them,
Okay.
and they could do a lot more damage than the 3 spore mines, but on average they won't. And they have 3 wounds with toughness 3 instead of 3 wounds with toughness 1.
Well, I think it's cool to have units like that you can play around with board control, and also they don't count towards the enemy's attrition score. or
Right,
anything like
that's the nice thing. It's like, here's a bunch of crap that you don't get to do anything. I'd love to do that and bring as many I think I have 12 biovores. I'll have to double check. But I think I had 9 made, and I had 3 already in my old collection.
Now, I'm curious too when people talk about for the comment section. Hopefully, this is a very healthy comment section. I am the first one to say that I do not follow the tournament meta, but the bunker tournament we had here fairly recently, nobody brought them, but a couple people were talking about how Tyranids had been doing fairly well on events. I never really looked
Maybe they're
into
local
that.
events?
No, it's some big events. So there might be some weird builds. Or
Probably,
people
yeah.
trying stuff out
They've
there.
probably discovered one little build with the right things.
I'm curious, like maybe there's some really cool Tyranid sleeper units that we haven't figured out,
Yeah. I doubt they're in the top 10, though. It might just be like they were surprised to see the Tyranids in the top 20 or something like that.
Okay, well, maybe. I think generally speaking, and again, I don't really follow the meta that well, I think it's, if you want to talk about interesting stuff, you just ignore all the Space Marines and go, what else is left?
Right, but that's the problem, though, because the Space Marines are the prolific part of the game.
I think they are, but again...
It's like, if Eldar were overpowered, it'd be like, whatever. There's not a ton of Eldar players out there. And so they can go dominate the tournaments in the top 3 slots because that's the 3 players that go and do it. And eventually they'll grow in numbers, but never to the numbers of Space Marines.
Yeah.
It's just, there's already people with existing huge collections of Space Marines. It's going to be their #1 seller forever because
sure.
there's a lot of reasons why, but it doesn't matter to discuss that now. And so when Space Marines are good, then all of a sudden it's just like, it just, ugh. It's, you're facing that a lot. So I'm glad that in this game and the next game that you're going to see in the MiniWarGaming Vault, that I didn't have to face against Space Marines. Even if it's pseudo Space Marines, but they have none of the annoyances of Space Marines. They have their own annoyances.
Oh, for sure.
Like all being objective secured. That's huge. Huge that everything's objective secured, except for your
There's
Dreadnought.
just not that many of them.
Well, that's why they need to be objective
Well, that's
secured.
yeah. You definitely kind of need them. So I don't know. Like, Space Marines are popular enough, and I've got a Space Marine army. I got the Death Watch, so they're not like your standard Space Marines, anyways. But yeah, I've been trying to focus on armies that are different.
Yeah.
Because I know, obviously, plenty of commenters are like, it'd be cool to see a game with no power armor. And
Right.
every once in a while, I think somebody was saying like, we want to see games with no Imperial or Chaos. I'm like,
so Xenos
nothing but
versus
Xenos
Xenos?
versus Xenos. I mean, it's
okay.
obviously doable. I'm just thinking what people play here, and that's.
It won't
You
happen
and
very
Steve.
often. Like, well, or me and Luca. Tyranids, Genes to the Cults from my end, and Luca plays Necrons.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be Necrons versus Tyranids or Necrons versus Genes to the Cult, which I've done in the past in 9th edition. So, but you're going to see Imperium and Chaos, you're knocking out 80% of players as soon as you say no Imperium
For
and
sure,
Chaos.
yeah.
Like Imperium already, and then Chaos is pretty big as well. So Xenos on Xenos is a little more rare. No power armor, well, like you got that in the Vault right now. Scions versus Tyranids.
Yeah.
No power armor there. This is technically no power armor. It's
Yep.
better than power armor, but it's still more Terminators and bikes. 3-up invulns everywhere. So that's not really power armor, although it does kind of smell of it. Like, not in a bad way, but just
Yeah,
like...
he's got that little bit of a feel of it.
Well, they look like they're Space Marines. They're just super Space Marines, right?
I'm super excited for the new Custodes models I'm getting. The tank, I suspect, won't show up like super often because I don't know how well it'll fit into how I play. But I want to try to make it fit in. But those Terminators are going to be a staple.
Yeah.
I think they're super, super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to try out a couple more builds of Tyranids. I haven't played them for a while, and I don't want to go back to just your typical stuff. Having said that, the build you'll see in the Vault has some typical stuff in it, but I'm still trying out. I'm trying, because 9th edition, the meta is very different in the point of it. The objectives are so prolific in how they work that you don't, it's not just taking objectives, it's holding the objectives that really matters. And so it's a really different way to kind of think of the game and how to build and play the game. Like just straight up killing your opponent, yeah, that works for, once again, Space Marines because they can do it so quickly and then grab all the objectives. But as a Tyranid player, that can't be my main focus. I've got to think more outside the box. Like I'll try a triple. I think I have 3 Molochs. I'll try a triple Moloch build. Sure, why not? Like you saw, the one Moloch, he falls over the moment
They
you
die
poke
pretty
him.
quick.
Yeah.
I didn't really get to show off the Storm Shields. I do want to get a bunch of those because as far as like units that hold objectives, imagine 5 of them with their Storm Shields. They
Right.
have their own version of transhuman physiology. Like they can be pretty tough to shift off of.
Exactly.
objectives.
Yeah. And then, but you faced against mortal wounds everywhere. Like pretty much everything except my Broodlord that did damage to you was mortal
It was
wounds.
essentially all mortal wounds.
And the lictors, but you see that they didn't even bracket you, so that didn't even count. You could basically scratch it off as nothing. So the Broodlord actually did a good amount of weight. He finished off your captain, killed the other captain full,
Yep.
and finished off a guy.
Which
So
is crazy, yeah.
And he mentally interrogated like twice, so he pulled his weight. But everything else was just like, yeah, it just was doing wounds. Nothing game-changing, though, because you were able to still rack up your points so quickly. And once again, because I had so many psykers, I basically handed you 15 free points, which is going to happen. So, yeah, it is what it is. Then again, my line breaker would have gotten 15 points by the end, too.
Yep.
So-
And there wasn't a whole lot on this table I could do about that.
No, and you didn't need to, because you just continue holding the objectives and racking up 15 primaries
Yep.
every single turn. You didn't even, you weren't even maxed out on primaries. You were at 30 points. So yeah. Well, it was a good game. It was fun. It was fun to mess with you and kind of see for myself what I could do to mess with my opponent. Like shooting the one spore mine at the guys just so I could put one in front of you and be like, deal with it. And you're like, ugh.
I hadn't even considered it. I had not even considered that. And because failing that charge meant so much more. Because because they failed did they fail their charge? No, they made their charge.
They failed their first charge. They made their second, then they failed their third.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really nerfed by
Poor Terminators.
just get the spore mine getting in your way. So because it really slowed them down, because they would have been so much further in otherwise. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you go check out the battle in the vault, which is also between me and Josh, Tyranids versus Militarum Tempestus. It was a great game. We played it before this one, and just the order that they're going out in. So enjoy that. Thanks so much for watching. Happy wargaming.